Roseburg football is on the air. Kickoff is coming up, and the Roseburg Indians take the field for another night of hard-hitting high school football action. From the opening kickoff to the final whistle, The Score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM as you cover. Subscribe to 1490 The Score on YouTube and catch the action all season long. Now, let's head to the field and get ready for Roseburg High School football on The Score.
Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to high atop Finlay Field here at Roseburg High School in beautiful Roseburg, Oregon, as tonight we celebrate senior night and wrap up the 2025 high school football season for your Roseburg Indians. Good evening, everybody. It's great to be with you for the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. As we get ready for this evening's matchup, we've got plenty in store for you here coming up. We've got a conversation with head coach Matt Watson coming up momentarily. They are honoring the seniors down on the field as we speak. We will be doing some of that our own here throughout the broadcast tonight as well. And we'll get you ready for what is going to be a big matchup and hopefully a very competitive one here tonight. The Roseburg Indians coming in at 3-5 on the season, 2-4 in conference play. Tonight they take on the Springfield Millers, who come into this matchup with a 4-4 overall record. They're 4-2 in conference play. For the Millers tonight, their hopes of the postseason are hanging in the balance. And if they are able to get a win here tonight, they will put themselves in a great spot to be able to make their way in. If not, they will most likely be out of the consideration for the postseason. So we'll see how it goes here this evening for the Springfield Millers, who are in must-win mode. On the other side of the Roseburg Indians, we do know that the season will wrap up here tonight. And the Roseburg Indians are looking to try and send off the seniors, 17 of them being honored here before this one gets underway. They're trying to send those seniors off on a positive note and build some confidence going into the off season for next year. So we'll see how things play out tonight. We are not really sure what we're going to see out of the Springfield Millers. Last week, an injury to their quarterback. They had to put an old and familiar name at that spot last week, Noah Solo. He was a wrecking ball last year, and he continues to do so this year. He has been racking up yardage all over the place, and he might be back there behind center tonight for the Millers. We'll figure it all out as we count down to kickoff here tonight with you. It's the Roseburg Disposal pregame show as they are acknowledging the seniors down on the field. They are wrapping things up here, and they are starting to send the seniors off here tonight. We will run through all of the seniors that are acknowledged here this evening for the Roseburg Indians. Before we take our first break here in the Roseburg Disposal pregame show, we want to remind you that tonight's game is streaming live with video online at 541radio.com and on the 1490 The Score YouTube channel. So if you'd like to watch tonight's game, if you're tuning in online or maybe you're listening on the radio, we do have that video stream option available that you can put up on the big screen TV. All right, we'll go ahead and take our first time out here during the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. And when we come back, we've got a conversation with head coach of the Roseburg Indians, Matt Watson. That is coming up when we return here on 541radio.com and on The Score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Douglas County is your home, but no matter where life takes you, Cascade Community Credit Union will be there whenever you need us. Through every adventure, we'll be there with access to over 30,000 no-fee ATMs worldwide. Through every triumph, We'll be there every step of the way with a home mortgage. And through all life's little quirks, we'll be there with one-on-one support to get you back on the road in no time. Neighbors are there for each other, and that's exactly who we are. Cascade Community Credit Union, there whenever you need us.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Back here with more of our Roseburg Disposal pregame show on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. It's time now for our Bowers Industrial pregame show interview as we get a chance to talk with Coach Matt Watson. Bowers Industrial, a proud supporter of our local community and youth sports. Well, Coach, here we are, final week of the regular season for the Roseburg Indians. First, always like to just kind of get some of the thoughts on last week's win for the Indians. You guys go to Eagle Point, a team that we knew going into it was going to be a team that would be physical, would give you guys a challenge, and we saw the team kind of respond. It seemed like a lot on the defensive side of the ball. Felt like a really good game for the defense. How'd you guys kind of come away feeling about what happened last week against Eagle Point?
Felt pretty good defensively. Obviously, another defensive shutout. Gave up 6 on the kick return, but that's back-to-back, right? Defensive shutouts, and so felt good there. Felt like Burke was all over the place, picking passes off. I mean, he's a ball magnet, getting pressure in the backfield. Guys doing their assignments and just being more physical, studying their plays, and they were calling out plays before they were happening. And so real proud of the way that they prepared and then executed.
It seemed like, we talked about afterwards, bend, don't break for that defense last week. And while Eagle Point might have gotten some moments where they were able to get some momentum offensively, when it really started to count, that team really bowed up. It just seemed like kind of resiliency from that side of the ball for you guys really showed up and came through with a pretty complete effort.
Yeah, definitely. We had guys playing multiple positions. They were positions that they played in practice, but we were able to rotate some guys through, and they really stepped up. Late in the game there, if you want to throw check down routes, we'll let you throw check down routes. But once you try to, you poke and prod our end zone, then we get kind of testy. And so that's when we started getting really stingy.
Yeah. We did see you guys kind of go through a 2-quarterback system. We talked a little bit about that afterwards. It was a bit of a new look for the team, and you had, we've seen both Moon and Kimball back there. They were both healthy this last week, and it gave you guys some flexibility, another thing in your utility belt that you guys were able to deploy. How is that kind of maybe elevated or kind of evolved what you guys are hoping to do here as we get into this matchup against Springfield?
Well, I mean, I think both guys have a set of skills that whoever we play, they have to prepare for. All of those skills, plus our formations, plus our packages. It's a lot for a high school player to try and keep track of and try to prepare for. And we just ask our athletes to do what they do best, to execute, and both of them have been doing that.
One thing that really came away from that game, too, for me, and it's been kind of a trend all season, is that you guys have not shied away from getting guys touches and getting guys looks. I put together the stats afterwards, and I think it was a dozen guys almost that had touched the football, ran the ball for you guys. And we know you run an option offense, but just being able to rotate so many guys through that you feel comfortable touching the football. What's that say about kind of just this year's squad for you?
Well, I mean, we have a lot of guys that are real athletic, and, the challenge that's been on our staff is how do we get our athletes the ball. And so sometimes that's under center running triple option, sometimes that's running a fly sweep, sometimes it's throwing a deep ball, sometimes it's getting in the eye and letting a linebacker like Dre Burwell carry the ball for 140 yards.
Yeah, the way that went for him last week, I'd be okay giving him the ball as much as you'd like to, because he was able to run through and run away from guys. So it was a lot of fun to watch there. We are into the final week of the regular season, and that means getting close to that time where you graduate guys, they put the pads on for the final time, and you get to sit and have a team meeting with guys for the final time. Senior night always comes around. I've asked other coaches about it because we've gotten a chance to go be a part of their senior night. you just, that there's a lot of emotions that go behind that. There's a lot of kind of things that might be running through a kid's mind. How do you kind of try to balance recognizing that the season's coming to an end, but as well as kind of trying to keep guys focused that you have a goal of still trying to get one more victory here before things wrap up?
I think that's it, and that's all of it, and that's what the boys have been really focused on, and that's the message that they've been giving, is that this isn't about one individual senior. It's not about one individual class, that this is about trying to get a win. And we're going to try and get a win for this senior class, but also for the program. And that's, when we talk about building, we're not trying to build one particular class, we're trying to build a program.
It will give you an opportunity here as we get ready for it to just kind of talk about, though, this year's senior class that you've gotten a chance to coach for quite some time as an assistant, now as 2 years as a varsity head coach. Just this year's group and just what they've meant to the building and the continued success for Roseburg football. Always a tough question.
They're a special group. They're a real special group. I spent a lot of time with them in the weight room. And same thing with, similar as last year's group, is just we don't want to see the season end on senior night. And unfortunately, that's how it ended up. But we put ourselves in bad spots earlier in the season, and we kind of have to reap what we sow. And so Friday night we'll be reaping what we sow a little bit, and that we want to be playing longer and won't get to. And, that's an unfortunate reality. But they're a special group of boys. I hope I've made it clear that they're always welcome in the program, even at our house. And so we joked about that a little bit, but they're a special group of guys, and they're class, team 124, and so they'll always have that, and they'll always be team 124.
Yeah. Well, we hope we get to send them off with a positive note here tonight as Roseburg takes on Springfield. Coach, really appreciate the time, and good luck to you guys out there.
All right, thanks.
All right, that is Coach Matt Watson joining us for our Bowers Industrial pregame coaches interview. We'll be back with more of the pregame show here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1498.
1964, two high school pals opened up a pizza parlor. Over 60 years later, their mission of providing a great value and family-friendly environment continues to thrive. And what's been their customers' favorite pizza since day one? The Abby's Special. This classic combo of pepperoni, salami with olives, mushrooms, beef, and sausage, and 100% real cheese tastes as good today as it did way back then. Enjoy great value and classic pizza at your neighborhood Abby's.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today. Financial security allows you the freedom to take stock of what's important and build lasting bonds. We share your goals. Trust Palm Wealth Management to consolidate your investments and generate income for those who need you most. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
In today's big box store, how-to YouTube video world, it is hard to do it yourself. If you're fixing your fence or putting in a new one, the only place to start is Quality Fence. We stock almost anything you need and take the time to show you how to really do it yourself. Visit the Quality Fence showroom in Roseburg and get great fencing ideas at QualityFenceCo.com.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
Welcome back, everybody, here on the Roseburg Disposal pregame show as we get ready for kickoff tonight. Season finale for the Roseburg Indians as they get ready to take the field, as the Indians will come out of the east end zone and get ready for tonight's matchup against the Springfield Millers. Joey Keeran here with you. Along with me in the booth is Carter Stedman, and we are excited to have you with us here. I want to get a chance to see the team coming out as they get ready to take the field one final time here in 2025. While we wait on that, let you know, Roseburg Disposal, you can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. It is senior night, and Carter, you were down there on the field with your younger brother celebrating his senior season and his final football game with the Roseburg Indians. Senior night, what was it like? What's the conversations with Mick been like here today?
Yeah, I mean, it's emotional, right? Talking to Mick this morning, just reminiscing on the times of, front yard football down the road here in Roseburg, and even, to this day, when we get an opportunity to line it up, play one-on-one, whatever it is, we love to do so. Mick loves football. This senior group, there's a large class. There's a lot of bodies down there, a lot of emotions, tears flowing down the face on a lot of these Roseburg athletes, and so it means a lot to them. This is a group that, maybe they came up short of expectations this season, but they want to finish this year the right way. Right now, riding a 2-game winning streak, also facing off against the Springfield team that's red hot. So I think the emotions are high tonight. I think you're going to see this Roseburg squad play with a lot of emotions on both sides of the ball. And I think we're in for a very, very exciting night as we wrap up the 2025 season.
Taking a quick look for those that are watching with us online, here is your senior class this year for the Roseburg Indians. McLean Stedman, Paxton Burke, Corey Kimball, Valentino Tortado, Trey Watkins, Remy Huerta, Dre Burwell, Eli Smith, Cruz Dirksen, Colby Batchelor, Aiden Nutter, Cameron Rutan, Emmanuel Guzman Bravo, Isaac Magdaleno, Peyton Sharpless Tate, George Gibby, and the team manager, Virgil Cossey. That is your senior class. 17 of them here tonight getting honored before this game gets underway. And we'll talk more about them as we make our way through the broadcast tonight. Congratulations to all of them. It is always an accomplishment to get to this point in your senior season. A lot of hard work and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. The national anthem will be back in a moment on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings to the edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome once again to Finlay Field on the campus of Roseburg High School here in beautiful Roseburg, Oregon. We have wrapped up the Roseburg Disposal pregame show, and it is just moments away from kickoff here tonight. Roseburg Indians are hosting the Springfield Millers. And what is the final game of the season for Roseburg? And for Springfield, they're trying to make sure it's not the final game of their season. Coin toss happening out at midfield. Everybody's staring at the ground, and it looks as if Roseburg might have won the toss. So we'll see what everybody decided to do here. And Roseburg wants the football as we get ready for the first half. Before the opening kick to tonight's ball game, let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg football here on The Score. Roseburg football coming at you tonight here from Finlay Field. Joining me is Carter Stedman. Carter, well, we saw Roseburg last week. Defense really, I felt like, was the key of that game for the Indians. Played really well, bowed up in the red zone. Offense, the two-quarterback system, it felt like we kind of saw some ebbs and flows there. Hopefully tonight, Roseburg looking for a little bit more consistency on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, people always say if you have two quarterbacks, you have no quarterbacks. And basically what that means is it can be hard for an offense to find rhythm when you have a different quarterback changing each and every drive. I would expect Roseburg to have a little consistency tonight, whether it's Corey Kimball, the senior, or maybe they throw out Caden Mood, the junior, who's a little bit more dynamic with his legs. Either way, if they can establish the run game early on, if they can be explosive, I think you're going to see this Roseburg offense have success. We saw it last week against Eagle Point. They're going to look to continue to pound the rock tonight against Springfield.
We did see both Corey Kimball and Caden Moon last week. Coach Matt Watson, after that game, indicating it didn't seem as if they were going to go away from that. They like what both those guys bring to the field for the Indians. Right-footed kick is away. It's a short pooch kick, going to go to the 32-yard line where it is picked up by Dre Burwell. He'll go to the left side, out to the numbers. He's tackled forward to about the 39-yard line, and that's where the Roseburg offense will take the field. Let's see what we've got here coming out on the field. We do have an injured player down for Springfield as we get this one underway. Corey Kimball talking with the coaches on the sideline. I imagine it's the senior headed out there to lead him out for the first drive of the game. As we do wait on this injured player, that does give us a break in the action to let you know about tonight's starting lineup. So Corey Kimball, the senior, 5'11", 185 pounds. He has thrown for 407 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He's run for 3 touchdowns and 215 yards. Up along the front line, we have seen this season Colby Batchelor, Carter Johnson, George Gibby, Peyton Sharpless Tate, Aiden Nutter. Those have been some of the names up there along that front line, and I do believe those guys will be the starters for us here tonight. We have seen some other guys shift throughout the night. We'll try to recognize them as they make their way out there. In the backfield, lately we've been seeing Eli Smith and Dre Burwell pretty heavily back there. Out on the edges, we've seen McLean Stedman. Caden Moon has been used as a wide receiver, now has been utilized as a quarterback more often. Paxton Burke is getting more time on the offense with Moon going to that quarterback position. Eli Rush we'll see in the backfield as well. That's our Southern Septic Service starting lineup for the Roseburg Indians. From residential to commercial, Southern Septic Service has your behind covered when it comes to septic tank pumping and inspections. Portable toilet rentals and grease trap cleaning, Southern Septic Services. Woman and veteran owned and a proud supporter of our local sports teams. All right, Roseburg with the football. They do start out at their own 40-yard line. They're moving left to right on your radio dial. Roseburg wearing their home blacks here tonight. It is Kimball under center, and the senior on the first snap of the ball game takes it himself. Looked like a designed run up the middle for the senior quarterback, and boy, he is the bigger of the two. You mentioned Moon. He's an electric guy. He's kind of shifty, has a little bit more speed, but if you need hard yardage right up the middle, Corey Kimball's your guy.
Yeah, you don't usually talk about quarterbacks in terms of how they run the football. Well, welcome to this Roseburg offense where you have a quarterback sneak to open up the game. Corey Kimball, like you said, he's going to run it more between the tackles. He's going to be more physical. He also has some speed, so he can bounce it to the outside if he needs to.
We've seen him break away, did so early on in the season. He gets 5 yards on first down. He's going to turn, hand it. It's Eli Smith running over the left side, and he's got in an open space. He's into enemy territory at the 30, trying to shed a tackler. He drags a man an extra 5 5 yards, and it's a big burst to get this game going for the Roseburg Indians. He takes it all the way to the 23 as Eli Smith will flip the field. That'll go down as a 32-yard run for the senior.
Big momentum play for this Roseburg offense early on, and we've seen them have explosive plays in the run game recently. Kind of a two-headed monster in the backfield, if you will, with Smith and Dre Burwell. Both guys have elite speed. They can run through tacklers. It's going to be a long night for the Springfield defense if they don't wrap up.
Smith came in after 75 yards on 10 carries last week. He's the team's leading rusher. He's run for 193 yards over the last 2 games. Roseburg goes with the run on first down, and that is a huge amount of yardage on first down, and it's the big bruising back, Dre Burwell.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, this team can kind of do it all in the run game. You're going to see some stuff to the outside with their receivers, whether it's Stedman or Moon or even Paxton Burke. They have speed on the outside. They're also not afraid to run it in between the tackles, like you saw there with Burwell, like you saw early on with Kimball. They're going to run it right at you. They're also going to try to run it around you.
Was asked earlier today by someone at the office, how does Roseburg's passing game? I said, well, they've thrown it all of about 7 times the last 2 weeks, but they haven't needed to throw it. The run game has been there. Darrell Orth in at fullback. Smith, the deep back in the I formation, bounces over the left side, found some space on second and short, gets out to the numbers from the left hash mark. That'll move the chains, and they put him down inside the 10, down to the 9. It's a pickup of 6 for Smith, and Roseburg on the opening drive of the ball game has first and goal from the 9-yard line.
Just to add on to what you were saying, Joey, how many teams do you think on their first play of the game on offense are running a quarterback sneak for 7 yards? I would say not many.
Very true. Roseburg, they don't necessarily have the biggest guys up front either, but they have found a way to make it work to be able to find just those soft spots, those creases in the defense. And they go with the quarterback keeper again. It's just a quarterback keeper, and it's almost like a modified tush push. They haven't blown the whistle yet, and Kimball's still going. He gets all the way down to the 1. They'll put him at the 2-yard line. It seemed as if everybody had kind of given up on the play, assuming the whistle was coming, and it never did. And Kimball plays through the whistle. He takes it down to the 2.
Yeah, you mentioned that Roseburg offensive line. Expect them to play physical football tonight. They have 4 seniors. Batchelor at left tackle, Gibby under center, and then Sharpless, Tate, and Nutter out on the right side of the line. Those 4 linemen playing their last game here under the lights at Finlay Field. They're going to be tough, physical brand of football tonight.
Kimball under center, eye back behind him. The senior takes it himself, buries his head, and gets low, and he gets in. Touchdown, Roseburg! And the Indians will strike first to make it 6-0.
Tone-setting drive there. You run it in between the tackles, smashing Springfield's defense in the mouth. That's what you want. It's senior night. The crowd's into it. The players are energetic. Lots of emotions throughout the stadium and really throughout the town tonight. You can't write up a better drive for Roseburg. Tough, physical, didn't throw the ball once. That's exactly what you want if you're this Indian offense.
The PAT attempt from the senior, Remy Huerta. He was perfect last week, and he's good on the first one here tonight. Roseburg takes the 7-0 lead over the Springfield Millers with 8:48 to go in the first quarter. We take a 30-second timeout here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At most dealerships, the relationship ends when you drive off the lot. But at Roseburg Honda, the relationship is just beginning. Whether it is regular maintenance, extra convenience, or just knowing that we're here for you, we treat every customer like family. Because at Roseburg Honda, you're not just buying a car, you're joining the Roseburg Honda family. Roseburg Honda, where we treat you like family because we are family.
Well, that's exactly how you'd like to script it up on the opening drive for the Roseburg Indians. They only need 6 plays to cover 60 yards. It's a 2-yard touchdown run by Corey Kimball. The kick by Remy Huerta is good, and Roseburg's in front 7-0 to get this one started. The opening drive of the ball game brought to you by Roseburg Country Club, established in 1922, offering an 18-hole course with excellent year-round playability. Find out more at roseburgcountryclub.com. Huerta The right-footed kicker will boot this one deep from left to right. In the road whites with gray trousers. The Millers will return it from inside the 10 to the right side. Got to the numbers and breaking free out towards midfield before he's taken down out across the far sideline. The return man for Springfield able to set him up in great field position. That's Josiah Stroud, a sophomore, that'll take it out close to midfield. In fact, I believe they'll put him right at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, strong return there to put this Springfield offense in with a strong field position. This offense can do a little bit of everything. You look at their roster, it's all league honors all the way around. You got Kai Busasko at right guard. You got Braden Wickersheim. Their backup quarterback, Noah Solo. Expect him to get some playing time as well tonight.
We do have, I believe that's Wickersheim as he hands it off. That was Solo running the ball. They appear to maybe have him wearing a different number. I had that as Saul Teo on my roster. Let's double check here. Did you have that orange one that you brought up with you?
I do not right now.
Okay. Roseburg, I was wondering maybe if there was any differences on ones that maybe got printed after I did. I'm going to guess that might be Wickersheim in at QB. The lefty looking to pass, near side, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. It was 2nd down and 8. It'll go to 3rd and 8.
Nice play there by Stedman on the defensive side of things. You've seen him make plays on special teams. You've seen him make plays on offense. Now you see him with a great pass breakup, kind of on an island out there with that receiver. Way to jump that out route, deflect the ball, sets up Springfield with a 3rd and long here.
Wickersheim last week, if that is him at the quarterback spot, he went out with an injury. In fact, went out on a stretcher. And so Noah Solo, who was their quarterback last year, took over as the quarterback in the second half against Crater last week, led his team to a victory. He sets up on the end as a tight end here, a pitch forward. It'll be technically a pass around the end, got through the first man, and it's going to be close. Roseburg had him stopped at the line of scrimmage, but the second effort blowing through the first tackler and up to the line to gain Adam Hernandez. It's going to be 4th down as he is half a yard shy.
Yeah, got to go for it here. If you're Springfield, you're less than a yard away from the first down marker. You probably trust your offensive line at this point in the season as well. Pivotal 4th down here early on in this game.
Hernandez, the leading receiver, he'll get credit for a pass reception on that one as it was a pitch forward. So it's 4th and inches here for the Millers on their opening drive. Roseburg could have had him stopped, but instead it's going to be a chance, and it's Solo up the middle, and he's a big body guy, and he bounces off the first tackles. He'll slip through another one. Got a block on the edge. He's going to break free. He's at the 10, the 5, and into the end zone. No laundry on the field. It's a touchdown for the Millers.
Yeah, I mean, right there on that play, you're really just trying to pick up a first down with Noah Solo. Great run, great awareness to bounce that run to the outside, get outside the tackles, and take it up the sideline for a touchdown. Huge play there, huge momentum shift. If Springfield wouldn't have gotten that 4th down, would have gave Roseburg the ball with a pretty good spot.
Noah Solo, a 41-yard touchdown run here in the first quarter. Missed tackles right now for Roseburg. They could have had that one to make it 4th and long. They could have had Noah Solo, a short gain to make it just a 1st down and 10, out by the 40. Instead, Solo breaks free, gets in, and the PAT is up and through for the Millers. Kicking that one through is Brady Lozier, and he is now 13 for 13 on PATs this season. So we are tied at 7-all here early going in this one. Not a lot of time off the clock, 7:11 to go first quarter. Let's go ahead and take a 30-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Financial security allows you the freedom to take stock of what's important and build lasting bonds. We share your goals. Trust Palm Wealth Management to consolidate your investments and generate income for those who need you most. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
When it's time for pizza, make it Mountain Mike's. We only use the freshest ingredients, like our zesty pepperoni that curls when it's cooked to perfection. And don't worry, we put enough on every slice. Mountain Mike's. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Back here at Finlay Field, tonight's game brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be. Well, Springfield After Roseburg gets a score on the opening drive, they answer just 4 plays. They cover 50 yards, a 41-yard touchdown run by Noah Solo. And we are tied at 7 apiece, 7:11 to go here in the first quarter. Down to about the 13-yard line, the return. Trying to angle from the left to the right. I don't know if that was a pitch or a fumble, but it does get to McLean Stedman, who stiff arm gets out of a tackle. Now he'll make his way up the near sideline, and he is tossed across the sideline out at about the 30-yard line. I didn't see who had it initially on the return. If it was Burke back there, I thought it was a double-digit number returning it. But a late pitch, maybe?
Yeah, it looked like it could have just been a fumble. It didn't look natural whatsoever, but great awareness there by Stedman to pick the ball up, get some yards. And once again, Roseburg taking the ball at the 30-yard line. Let's see if they can put together a second strong smash-mouth drive here.
That was definitely interesting. Not the way you probably want to draw it up. So Roseburg's offense back out on the field. 4-man front for the Millers defense. Under center goes Kimball, who's out there to lead things for a second drive. He hands it off to the senior Smith, running over the left side. And once again, Roseburg pounding ground. They pick up good yardage. And that's exactly what this offense is dictated on. You can't fall behind early downs for Roseburg. They have been able to, on first down, pick up usually about 5 yards or more.
Yeah, and when they don't shoot themselves in the foot, this offense is night and day. When they don't penalize themselves, when they don't turn the ball over, they move the ball down the field very successfully. So far, they've been great doing that tonight.
7-yard pickup on first down for Smith. He is the deep back in the I formation, and it's a keeper for Kimball. Not as much space this time, and they'll finally bring him down. The pile will collapse just past the 40. The ball did come out, but the signal is that he was down. Kimball will take it for first down as he moves the chains out to the 41-yard line, picking up 4.
And that's just the result of having a positive play on first down. Instead of a 2-yard gain or a loss of yardage, when you pick up 6 or 7 yards on first down, you put yourself in a position to take shots on second down to just pick up more yardage. So far, I've been really, really impressed with this Roseburg offense.
We've said Roseburg hasn't had to throw a lot in the last couple of weeks. It's because they've been able to stay on schedule by picking up good yardage early downs. You've got Hertini spread out wide to the right side, the lone target out there, I formation with a wing back to the left side, running over the right side of the formation. Roseburg through the line of scrimmage, and for the first time tonight, Springfield will bow up. They stop Roseburg for a short gain of just about 2. It'll be 2nd and 8.
So far, things have been really good for this Roseburg run game, especially in between the tackles. At some point, I do expect them to move the ball to the outside, whether it's Moon, whether it's Stedman, even Burke. Expect to see him in the mix, just because they have that speed and they have guys who can make big-time catches when they do decide to throw the ball. It's not going to take long for Springfield to realize Roseburg's going to establish the run early and often.
It'll be 2nd down and 8 for the Tribe. Kimball with Stedman out to the right side. Burwell is the wing back to the left. They run to the left. Pressure in the backfield, and that time Springfield timed it up. They trap Smith at the line of scrimmage and beyond. He gets dropped back to the 40. He loses 3 on the play.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was just talking about, right? On 2nd down, 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9 situation, you think maybe do you try and catch him off guard with a slant? Do you try and get the ball to the outside? You continue to run the ball inside, which they've been successful with. Now it seems like it's an obvious passing situation here on 3rd down.
So now, Roseburg behind the sticks. And they will have to see if they can go to the air here for the first time, presumably. I would not put it past them to try and catch the defense off guard.
Not at all.
But Springfield has a lot of guys in the box on 3rd and long. Only one safety deep. And Roseburg, they do go on the misdirection, and it does not fool the defense. A stacked box, they hand it off to Smith. He runs right side and picks up maybe 2 to the 42-yard line. And now Roseburg facing 4th down near midfield, but on their own half of the field. And it seems as if this is a likely punting situation.
I counted 9 guys in the box there for Springfield, so they're obviously expecting a run. If you're Roseburg and Springfield continues to put 8 or 9 guys in the box, I would look to try and take a shot, take the top off of the defense. The safety was only 8 or 9 yards off the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, especially with some of the speed they can get on the edges. I'm surprised they didn't try to draw it up there. They will drop Kimball back to punt it away, pooch punt, but the snap gets away, and he just has to dive on it, and this is what we were talking about earlier. Those self-inflicted wounds, and for Roseburg, they pop up here on their 2nd drive of the night.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, punting is not the end of the world. You can pin the opposition back in really bad field position. You can possibly force a fumble on the punt return. But yeah, when you fumble the punt and you don't even get an opportunity to kick the ball, it kind of takes away the whole point of punting.
So it's a loss of 10 for Roseburg on the fumbled snap, and that will set up Springfield in pretty good field position from their own, or from the Roseburg 32. They will run it up the gut, and carrying the football for the Millers, that was Colby Kasparek. Kasparek, the junior, he has 279 yards on the season. He goes right up the middle for a short gain to about the 30, picking up 2. Springfield with it. Running over the left side this time. A little bit more space and close to the first down yardage, down to the 24. And once again, it's Kasparek on the carry. This time had a little bit more time and was able to break free.
Yeah, and Kasparek so far has been a wrecking ball, so to speak, in between the tackles. Just shedding blocks, shedding tackles, making guys miss. 3rd and short, manageable situation here for Springfield. I would expect a run, but with the formations and the receivers they have on the outside, Roseburg's got to be prepared for anything here.
So it's down to the 24. They go on a pitch into the backfield, and Roseburg might get a chance at a stop. They do get it. They run the option. The pitch from what I believe is Wickersheim, the quarterback, wearing a different number than what we have on our roster, pitching back to Solo. Solo trapped in the backfield, and Roseburg plugging the lanes. They take him down at the 25.
Yeah, and that was great. Option defense there. Wickersheim this season, only 12 rushing attempts for -8 yards. You know Solo's the threat there. Expect him to get another opportunity to run the ball here on 4th and short.
They'll go with 2 backs in the backfield. They fake the handoff, looking to pass. A lefty back there. Some pressure. Aiden Nutter gets to him, wraps him up, and brings him down. A tackle on 4th down. Aiden Nutter, the senior, gets the sack, and Roseburg gets the turnover on down.
Big play, especially on the last drive when you give up a touchdown on 4th and short. This veteran Roseburg defensive line coming up big. Aiden Nutter with a huge sack, getting the Roseburg crowd back into it.
The sack will be a turnover on down. They spot the ball back at the 35-yard line. Roseburg will get the ball back in their possession after shooting themselves in the foot. They are able to bounce back here. Minute 54 to go in the first quarter. It is 7-7 here in this conference game, and now we see our first appearance for Caden Moon at the quarterback position. Quarterback sack. Took it back to the 30. That was a loss of 5 on that sack. Caden Moon will turn, hand it off. It's Dre Burwell running over the left side, and not a lot of space for Roseburg once again. And the Millers are looking as if right now their defensive decision is we're going to stack it and we're going to try to make you either get to the edge and beat us with your speed or try to go over the top with the passing game.
Yeah, and you can't blame them. I mean, I'm not sure that Roseburg's had a run outside the tackle. So if you're Springfield so far, you're thinking, okay, in 2 drives, they haven't ran outside of our backers. We're going to stack the box. We're going to force them to the outside, which I think if you see Roseburg do that, especially with Moon at quarterback, they're going to have some success. We've seen Moon with designated quarterback runs. Roseburg tends to run some jet sweeps in these situations as well. Will be interesting to see the chess match we have here heading into the second quarter.
1:12 to go in the first quarter, and Roseburg's going to use their first timeout on the night. So with just a little more than 60 seconds left to go here in the first period of play, it is a tie ball game. We're going to go ahead and keep it right here. Starting lineups tonight were brought to you by Southern Septic Service. From residential to commercial, Southern Septic Service has your behind covered when it comes to septic tank pumping and inspections. Portable toilet rentals and grease trap cleaning. Southern Septic Service is woman and veteran owned and a proud supporter of our local sports teams. Do want to let you know, coming up tomorrow, the Roseburg girls soccer team is beginning the postseason. They head to Tualatin for a first-round playoff game in the 6A state playoffs. Second consecutive year for head coach Janelle Newton and the Roseburg girls soccer team. They will be taking off at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning from right here at the high school, and they are inviting folks to come on out and help send them off to state. So if you are up and about tomorrow morning just before 8 o'clock, stop on by here at the high school and hopefully show you some support for the Roseburg girls as they head to Tualatin for a first-round playoff game. Again, tomorrow at 8 o'clock here at the high school over by the kind of side parking lot back towards the athletic facilities. All right, out of the timeout by Roseburg. 1:12 to go in the first quarter. 2nd down and 10 for the Tribe. It is Moon under center. Fake the handoff, play action, some pressure, gets it away down the middle, and it was just in the nick of time, and a diving grab by Dre Burwell will move the chains. Well, great execution on that one, and a nice job by Moon to stay tall in the pocket.
Yeah, and a great play design there, too, by this Roseburg offense. It actually does look like Kimball's in the game. I think that might have been him on that throw as well. But you'd say, okay, your backers, you're going to bring him in and blitz. We're going to throw it right at him. Great play there. Kind of a tight end seam route, it seemed, by Burwell. Great hands, great throw. Roseburg, once again, keeping the drive alive.
Yeah, I do believe I mistook the 8 for a 2 on the back of the jersey, so it was Kimball on the pass play, good for 15 yards. My apologies there. Don't want to cut the senior short on his accomplishments. 1st down and 10 from midfield. Kimball will toss it left side. Burwell was going outside, cut it back in. A penalty flag comes out on the far side. Burwell is taken down after a decent gain, but it looks like maybe this one coming back. A hold on the receiver, I believe, out there on that edge trying to block. Flag is back at the 47-yard line, so if it's from the spot of the foul, that's going to be even worse. It is holding against Roseburg, as expected. First penalty of the night.
Yeah, and you're starting to see some of these self-inflicted wounds come in Roseburg. You got to try and clean that up. It's still early in the game. It's tied up at 7. You're fine offensively. Looks like they might be going in with a little bit more of a speed package here as well. Going from shotgun, 2 receivers to each side, bringing in Moon at quarterback as well.
They back it up 10 yards from the line of scrimmage, so back to the Roseburg 40. It'll be 1st down and 20. It is Moon at quarterback. It's the end-around jet sweep for Paxton Burke, making guys miss, stepping over a defender who was trying to grab the ankles. And Paxton Burke is just so dangerous with the ball in his hands. And it looks like that's going to do it for the first quarter for us here from Roseburg High School. At the end of 1, we are tied at 7. We'll come back with the second quarter after this 1-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you. Just ask your neighbor. Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
After 1 quarter of play, we are tied at 7, 12 minutes on the board. And Roseburg will be facing 2nd down and about 11 as we flip sides of the field. They'll be now moving right to left on your radio dial. Tonight's ball game brought to you by Winston Auto Care. Don't strike out with car troubles. Call Winston Auto Care at 541-679-8685. Your home team for auto repair for over 25 years. Roseburg will have Moon in shotgun. He's got Smith to his left, moves Burke in motion, fakes the handoff, looking to throw over the middle, and he air mails it to Stedman. He had him open on the seam route, but that one too tall for probably one of the tallest receivers on this Roseburg squad.
Yeah, Stedman listed at 6 feet tall. I'm not sure where that height comes from, actually, but it just seemed like the ball was a little bit overthrown. We saw some miscommunications last week between Moon and Stedman. Hopefully they can figure that out throughout the game, because whether it's Moon passing or running, also we know the play Stedman can make as well. A lot of playmaking opportunities, I think, Roseburg's going to have in this game between those two.
They face 3rd down and long here. Got to get it to the 40-yard line on the Springfield half of the field. The Millers do drop back some more guys in coverage as Roseburg spreads it out. 2 targets to the left, 1 to the right. Moon in shotgun. Rolling to his left, tucks it in, looking like a designed run. He gets around the edge, has some blockers, penalty flag out as he does have the 1st down, gets slammed to the turf. He has enough for the 1st down at the 37-yard line. Picked up 14 on the carry, but the penalty flag back at the 45-yard line. And it's going to be moving them back here.
Yeah, just costly penalties starting to add up for Roseburg. Great run by Moon. He has elite speed. He's actually a member of the school record 4x4 team for the track squad. And so to have a play like that, to make a play like that rolling out with his legs, and to have it get called back on a penalty, just can't have that if you're Roseburg.
So the penalty flag was at the 45, so if they count it out from there, it'll minimize the damage against Roseburg. It is a holding penalty. It'll remain third down, and they do count it off from the 45. So instead of from the original line of scrimmage, Roseburg will only be backed up about 4 yards from where they started the drive. So that is at least a positive on that side for the Indians, but it does make life a lot more difficult here on third down. Now it is 3rd and 15. Stedman will move in motion from left to right. Play action, looking to pass, and just over the top of a defender and out of the reach of Paxton Burke. Out there in coverage, Elijah Hebert. That ball, he read that one perfect. It was in the right spot, but the pass just a bit too tall for everybody.
Yeah, just a tough throw there to make. Wide receiver starting to fade towards the sideline. But I like the play call. Play action, trying to catch this Springfield defense, slipping, buying into the run. Unfortunately, it looks like Roseburg's going to have to punt. At this point, you just hope that you can perform your special teams in a successful way.
11:34 to go in the first half. It is Kimball back out there at QB, and he will drop back for the pooch punt as he drops back about 2.5 yards from his shotgun spot. He will get the good snap and gets a kick away. Not a very deep one, though, taken at the 30-yard line, and the return man, not calling for a fair catch, will break through a few coverage guys. It's Colby Batchelor and Peyton Sharpless Tate that are there to bring down the return man, Adam Hernandez, for the Millers. So Springfield, once again, will start a drive out near midfield. They'll be at their own 47-yard line. Starting with 11:25 to go here, tied at 7 apiece. Both teams scoring on their opening drive of the ball game. Tonight's contest is brought to you by Evergreen Family Medicine. Expect the unexpected at Evergreen Family Medicine. Serving Roseburg, Myrtle Creek, and Sutherland, Evergreen offers more than traditional primary care. You can always expect more from Evergreen. So it'll be, I'm just going to go with it and assume that is Wickersheim back there at QB. Handed off, and running with the football is Kasparek. He gets drilled as he picks up about 3 yards. And as he falls forward across the 50, he'll take it into Roseburg territory at the 49, picking up 4.
Yeah, and just a strong run by this Springfield defense. Going to be interesting to see how they handle this second quarter. You saw them have some success on the ground. They haven't been able to open up through the passing game necessarily quite yet. I think they're going to try to find a way to implement their quarterback and start to put the ball in the air a little bit more here.
Hernandez alone on the right side, covered by Stedman. Lefty QB thrown over the left side. It is caught. Big body receiver out there. That is Kamani James on the catch. He is hit immediately. But thankfully, Roseburg had a couple of guys there. He is a big boy and a load to bring down. Roseburg will stop him at the 35. It's a first down pickup of 15.
Yeah, not an easy guy to tackle there in Kamani James. He just looks like a true tight end going up the seam there, taking a hit, way to hold on to the ball there. That was a great catch, and it keeps the chains moving for Springfield.
No heights and weights listed online for Springfield, so can't tell you any more details other than from up here, he looks big. It'll be first down and 10 on the completion of 14 yards. Play action, again looking to pass, going down the far sideline, reaching up and couldn't bring it in, but a penalty flag comes out at the end of the play. I believe Paxton Burke was the man in coverage. Eli Rush out there as well. Intended downfield for Brady Lozier. He almost made a spectacular grab, couldn't hang on to it all the way down to the turf, but the call is going to be pass interference against the Tribe.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty solid defense actually out there on the outside. It was one-on-one coverage. Great attempt by the receiver to try and catch that ball. Looked like the DB had turned his head, made an attempt at the ball. However, Roseburg does get called with the penalty, and Springfield's going to get put here inside the 20.
We'll actually spot him down right at the 20-yard line. 15-yard penalty there. Roseburg so far 3 penalties here in the first half, none for Springfield. 10-11 to go. It's a tie ball game at 7-all. 2 backs on either side of the quarterback. Handed off to Solo up the middle. He is just bouncing off of tacklers. and he will nearly get the first down on first down. He picks up 9 to the 11-yard line.
Yeah, and we talked about Kamani James being a tough guy to bring down. Noah Solo, also not a guy I want to see in the hole whatsoever. Last week, 28 carries for 193 yards and 5 touchdowns. Just an absolute nightmare on the ground.
On the season, he came in with 861 yards on the ground on 146 carries. He is a workhorse by every. They're going to call a false start against Springfield here. They were shifting some guys around in the backfield. I think they wanted to put Solo at the quarterback spot in between. They set up with the quarterback in shotgun and a back on either side of him, and it looked like they tried to switch the quarterback and the one of the running backs, Noah Solo, switch their spots, and they get called for a false start.
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to go with a little bit of a wildcat look there. Gets called for the false start. Second and distance now for Roseburg. Got a chance to get Springfield to a third down.
Loss of 5 back to the 16. Second down and 6. Handed off to Solo. Just a traditional handoff here. Here comes a penalty flag again. Is Solo a spin move? He was able to slip through from everybody, but I got a feeling this one's coming back. He took it down to the 7-yard line. Would have been good for a 9-yard carry. Penalty flag at the line of scrimmage, and it's holding against Springfield. And that is back-to-back penalties against the Millers.
Starting to see both teams get penalized pretty often here, both in the late first quarter and the early second quarter. You kind of hope at some point these teams will just be allowed to play the game. Hopefully they play clean brand of football, and hopefully this game doesn't get infected with penalties too much.
So the ball now moves back to the 26-yard line. It'll be second down and long, looking to pass down the far sideline, and here comes the flag again. And that's unfortunate. That ball was way overthrown.
Yeah, I'm going to call a spade a spade. Ball wasn't catchable. Receiver looked like he had tripped. And to call that pass interference, I mean, listen, it wouldn't matter if that was on Roseburg or Springfield. I'm just not sure that was a great call. Actually looks like they might be, nope, they're not going to pick up the flag.
They are not. No, I kind of wondered, too, if they might talk about it after it was thrown. But there was contact, but that ball was way overthrown. So unfortunate. It's Caden Moon in coverage on that one, and he just made contact as that ball goes sailing overhead. So we're just trading penalty yardage here in the red zone for both teams.
Yeah, and you see Stedman and Moon kind of pleading their case to the referee back there, and they're absolutely right. When a receiver falls down, it's very similar to a basketball player. When you're guarding a guy and they slip and fall, you tend to get blamed for the reason they fell. Looked like the receiver got tripped up, ball wasn't catchable, and a pretty questionable pass interference call once again.
It is half the distance to the goal line, so they put it down at the 13. It's still second down. It has been for the last couple of snaps, and now we got movement on both sides, and it looked like a receiver on the far side was the first man to go, so my guess is this is offsides. It is a false start, and that is 4 consecutive snaps with a penalty.
Yeah, I was a little curious there, Joey. Once the ball was snapped, or even before it was snapped, we saw a false start. Saw Eli Rush, the DB, put his hands on the receiver. Was curious if that was going to be pass interference as well.
All right, well, forward and back, forward and back, forward and back, and here we go. It'll be second down, and let's see, I think we're at 8 yards now after a 5-yard penalty. We get a snap off. It is Solo up the middle, and Roseburg will pinch the gap and finally bring him down at about the 15-yard line. A pickup of 3 on the ground for Noah Solo as we finally get a play that'll actually go down in the book.
If you're this Roseburg defense, especially the front 7 in the red zone, you have to expect Noah Solo to get the ball in these types of situations. So the guys like George Gibby and Batchelor and Aiden Nutter up front, it's going to take gang tackling to bring Solo down. He's a big dude. He runs hard. It's going to be tough to get him to the ground in these sort of red zone situations.
They add Peyton Sharpless-Tate in the middle as well. 4 D linemen down there for Roseburg. Shotgun snap. Hand it off. It is Kasparek this time. He tries to go from the left side to the right over that right guard, and there is no space. Roseburg turns him away after about a half-yard gain to the 14-yard line. Kasparek picks up 1, and it is 4th down. You kind of figured this will be 4-down territory for Springfield, but they do not make up much on 3rd down, so it is 4th and longer.
It is, and if you're Roseburg, especially looking at where the first down marker's at, you have to watch the ball here. And offsides likely would give Springfield a first down. Got to watch the ball. Got to expect Springfield to probably run it here, but don't buy into a play action as well.
Yeah, that's the other thing, is we will get a timeout down on the field. The Millers, I believe, are going to be the ones taking a moment to talk about it here. Could look at a bite on the play action and try to go over the top. We'll see what they draw up here. We'll take a 30-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Got a lot of sports activities going on tonight, getting some score updates from other games for Douglas County teams here this evening. Final week of the regular season for high school football. We've got Blazers basketball going on tonight. We've got UCC volleyball, final home game for the Riverhawks. And we've got the World Series Game 6 going on right now. We'll try to update you in a moment. 4th down and 4. Snap, and they are going to run a trick play out to the far side. That's a lineman with a catch and run to the end zone. And a touchdown for the Millers. On the catch, that's Coltrane Nelson, a junior.
Yeah, and sometimes you just have to tip the cap to whoever's calling the plays for Springfield. That was a great play design. In a situation like that, the way Springfield's been running the ball, the last thing you would expect for this Roseburg defense is a play-action flip screen to a offensive lineman. Caught the Roseburg defense off guard, really caught the whole stadium off guard. Big touchdown for Springfield as they look to take the lead 14-7.
That was a 14-yard touchdown pass to the left tackle, Coltrane Nelson. The PAT coming. It is blocked. We've got penalty flags.
Looks like it could be offsides here. Looked like McLean Stedman off that edge was a little jumpy. We've seen him block a lot of PATs this season. Might have got caught there trying to jump the snap.
No, it's on the offense.
Never mind.
So the PAT try will be from a little bit deeper.
I've never seen that hand signal before, so I'm not sure what the call is whatsoever.
Yeah, I was kind of curious, too. First, I thought maybe he called the delay a game, but that's not quite the same hand motion I was expecting. I thought the same thing. I wasn't quite sure what that call was going to be.
I mean, we can't even get a PAT off tonight without there being some laundry on the field.
First quarter went pretty quick. Second quarter has started to move a bit slower with some laundry out there. And well, I haven't marked off any distance on a PAT try.
No, it looked like maybe the kicker as well trotted off the sideline. Maybe Noah Solo coming back in. So very interesting to see, one, what the call is, two, how Springfield's going to respond here.
Well, the football is still at the normal spot for a PAT. I almost thought if Roseburg was declining the penalty and they were going to take the block on the PAT attempt. Roseburg's defense was looking like they might be coming off the field.
You know, what do we think about proposing, the NFL has New York where they have video review. What do we think about putting an office in Portland, having someone looking at these kind of calls, maybe help with a little pace of play here on these Friday night games?
That'd be quite the undertaking, but I'm all for it. And we're going to – I'm all for it. I want the right calls or want things officiated correctly, so I'm appreciating that they'll get together and get this figured out, but – some confusion here on the PAT after Springfield has taken the lead, 13-7 at the moment, pending an extra point here. As the crew will get together and talk about it while we got a break in the action. We'll let you know that tonight's game brought to you by Waldron's Outdoor Sports. Hunting season right around the corner. It's here. Check out hunting and fishing gear and supplies at Waldron's, now at the new location, 450 Northeast Stevens in Roseburg. Still waiting on the call for the PAT. And Coach Watson is getting a explanation. I mean, at the moment, it looks like we are going to get a re-kick here. Unless somehow they are going to have a change of this call momentarily.
Yeah, I'm honestly just confused. I saw the referee. It looked like the penalty was on Springfield, made some sort of gesture, and then pointed to the kicking team. But, yeah, like you said, the ball's still at the 3-yard line, it looks like. I would assume Springfield's just going to kick an extra point here. But, yeah, it's taking quite a bit of time.
It is senior night tonight. Roseburg honoring 17 football seniors, and they also honor the cheerleaders as well before the game. And still not sure if anybody knows where we're at here on this PAT. And the crew is going to get together and have a conversation again.
You know, Joey, I actually had my memories pop up on my phone today, a senior night picture of you with our 2023 class on the basketball team as well. Yeah, I mean, these senior night games, they're awesome. The environment's great, and it's a great opportunity also that we get to bring it to the people that can't be here in person as well.
Yeah, always nice. We had a comment early. Got a grandma watching from Montana tonight. Grandpa in the stands, but grandma couldn't make it, so she's watching from far away. Appreciate that. Looking forward to having we always enjoy having everybody here. All right, after another conference from the boys in the Zebra Stripes, they will break up. You've got 2 officials talking with Roseburg and 2 heading over to the far sideline to talk with Springfield head coach Frank Geske, who is in his 3rd season with the Millers. He is a longtime coach with tons of success out of the Eugene Springfield area.
Looks like we have an assistant coach for Roseburg bringing out a tablet here. I mean, this is extremely in-depth replay here for a high school football game.
Yeah. Especially just for a PAT.
Yeah, and I mean, you talk about sports that have struggled with pace of play. The MLB has had issues. The PGA Tour has had issues. Never thought it would be hitting Oregon 6A football, but here we are.
Oh, not to correct you here, but 5A football.
That's an old head comment from me here. It's been a minute, but yeah, 5A football. My bad.
All right, well, it looks like after a lengthy deliberation, we are now going to see penalty yardage on Springfield. So I do believe the Millers are going to get a second chance on the try. They may just try to go for 2 now from this distance. And we will... Still haven't had the football put down, so I'm not sure where this is going to come from here, but... So... Now they're holding up 3rd down, and I'm wondering, did they wipe the touchdown off the scoreboard? The touchdown came from the 14-yard line. And so they are backing it up. I think they wiped that touchdown off the board.
I think you're right. Yeah, looks like an illegal receiver downfield.
An illegal man downfield. So I think it is going to be 7. Yeah, they've taken it off the scoreboard as well.
And it appears with the tablet that was being used on the sideline, maybe we actually did have instant replay as well. Man, what a wild sequence we've had the last 5 to 10 minutes here in this game.
And now we get a timeout.
Of course.
So let's go ahead and use one as well. Let's take a 30-second break here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
All right, so apparently upon further review, they take off the touchdown by Springfield. For those that are watching online with us at 541radio.com and on YouTube, here's a replay of it. We're going to slow it down for you, and you will see that, yes, in fact, you get a couple of linemen close to about 5 yards deep. Hopefully I'll get it off here. Maybe I slowed it down too much. And, yeah, we're going to have to get back to the action here. We'll try to get back to that. But, yeah, illegal man downfield. So it's 4th down and about 10, and Roseburg's going to get the defense off the field as Paxton Burke will come up and make a hit on the receiver. That was Ethan Towns that makes the catch, and he is taken down at the 13-yard line. And so that'll be a turnover on down. So let's see. That was a penalty for South Eugene, or excuse me, for Springfield. They got moved back to the 20, and then they complete the pass down to the 13-yard line, which was short of the first down. And so it is now a turnover on down. And Roseburg, with 7:41 to go in this ball game, Roseburg gets the ball back with their offense on the field at their own 13-yard line. I don't know what to tell you, folks.
I mean, you talk about a momentum shift for Springfield. You went from having your PAT unit on the field to now your defense with no points on the board.
Completion of 7 yards on that one, but not enough. So now Roseburg's offense back out there, 1st and 10. Under center is Moon. He's going to keep it, tried to go on the play action, could not escape pressure in the backfield, and he is taken down back at the 6-yard line. Tackle for loss, a sack for the Millers.
Yeah, a little play action bootleg there to the right side of the field, and the defensive end for Springfield not biting one bit. He was right there to meet Moon in the backfield. Once again for Roseburg, behind the sticks, in the shadow of your own end zone. Got to try and just get the ball out. You don't want to have to worry about a safety or a fumble return for a touchdown here.
So now it is 2nd down and 16. Spot the ball down at the 6. Moon will be under center again, down to 7 minutes to go in the first half. We are tied at 7-all. Turn and hand it, trying to run over the left side, but pile driven down. Running the football, Dre Burwell picks up short yardage.
Yeah, and at this point, if you're Roseburg, you could take a shot and try and move the ball downfield through the air. You could also try to play a little bit more conservative, trust your defense. Like I said, get out of the shadow of your end zone, execute the punt unit, and try and pin Springfield back a little bit where they have to work to put points on the board.
So from the 6 out to the 8-yard line, a pickup of 2 for Burwell. And Roseburg facing 3rd down and long. They are huddled up, taking their time, letting the clock run. Stedman and Rush will spread out to the left side. Burke is on the right side along with Burwell. Burke moves in motion from right to left. Play action, fake it to him, throwing downfield, and Eli Rush didn't come back to the football. It seemed as if Moon was expecting him to curl back to the line of scrimmage. Incomplete. And it'll be 4th down for Roseburg deep in their own territory.
Yeah, I actually like the play call there. You try to roll Moon out where he can make a play with his legs if he needs to. You had receivers, kind of seemed like they might have been a little jumbled up. Stedman and Rush on that route, kind of in the similar area. Usually you don't draw a play up like that. Nonetheless, Roseburg's probably going to punt here, and Springfield's going to get the ball most likely in Roseburg territory.
On the goal line, a low wobbly kick by Kimball, and he'll get a great roll as that ball will get out towards midfield and down at the Springfield 48-yard line. Nice job by by Kimball, and he gets a nice roll out, and the Millers will be backed up into their own territory.
Looks like this one even might be going back farther. Had a little jaw in there on the field between Henry Bach of Springfield and a couple Roseburg guys. We'll be curious to see what the call is here as well.
Penalty flag is back at the 20-yard line. It would have to be a massive penalty to get Roseburg a fresh set of downs here. My guess is that, like you said, going to just be at the end of the return for the Millers. So the ball was down at the Springfield 48. And now Springfield moving backwards. 5:49 to go here in the first half. And Springfield backed up on the penalty. We'll start this drive at their own 38-yard line. So the drive did not go anywhere, deep in their own territory for Roseburg. Wickersheim in shotgun, fakes the handoff, looking to pass, left side, seam route to the big man. Kamani James makes the catch, shed one tackler, and is able to stay on his feet for a couple extra yards into Roseburg territory at the 49.
That play action has been really effective for Springfield because they've ran the ball pretty well. Noah Solo had the touchdown run. They've been able to pick up 4 to 5 yards per carry as well. So when you run that play action, you get the linebackers to kind of suck in and assume that it's a run play, and then you throw it in the seam like we've seen Springfield do throughout this game.
For Kamani James, makes the catch. Moves the chains. 1st and 10 from the Roseburg 49. Second catch of the night for James. He's up to 27 yards. Looking to pass, rolling out to the left side, nowhere to go, and taken down out of bounds. They're going to throw a penalty flag. I think Batchelor just couldn't stop his momentum to lay off of the quarterback as he got taken down out of bounds. But Batchelor is going to get ruled for a penalty, a tackle out of bounds. I mean, it definitely kind of looked like it, but it just seemed as if he had lost his footing and couldn't lay off of the quarterback as he was riding him out.
Yeah, and I mean, it looked like exactly like you said, Joey. He was just trying to get the quarterback out of bounds. Didn't look intentional there on that late hit. When you have a defensive lineman and you expect him to stop on a dime, it doesn't really work that way. These guys are big. Colby Batchelor listed at around 200 pounds. Yeah, 215, 6'1". So to expect a guy like that to just stop on a dime as soon as the guy takes a steps out of bounds, that's a tough call to make. It's a tough break for Roseburg. Once again, Springfield benefiting from a Roseburg penalty, moving the ball forward.
It goes down to the Roseburg 37-yard line. It was a personal foul penalty. And on the sideline over there, we've seen it before. The hard plastic that covers the long jump pit is very slippery in cleats, and guys eat it all the time. It almost felt like they got to that spot, and that's what sent everybody to the ground over there. First down carry goes for about 4 yards for the Millers. I believe that was Kasparek on the carry.
Batchelor coming back in here as well. If you see him make a big play on this drive, do not be surprised. I'm sure he's fired up. Looked like he had a sack or at least a tackle for loss on that play. Gets called for the late hit out of bounds. Do not be surprised if you see Colby Batchelor be in the backfield here very soon.
Second down, a pitch gets on the turf. It's still loose. It's on the ground, still out there fighting for it. Solo might be the guy at the bottom of that pile, but this is going to be a huge loss for the Millers if they did not come up with, or if they do come up with it. It is recovered by Solo. That ball was all over the place.
Yeah, a lot of Roseburg guys. You saw McLean Stedman make an effort. You saw a bunch of guys on the front seven. Aiden Nutter was in there. Sure enough, who was at the bottom of the pile on that one? Colby Batchelor coming from the opposite side of the field, trying to come up with a big recovery for his defense.
So that is a loss of 12 on the pitch play fumble for the Millers. It pushes them back. It's 3rd down and a mile now. They got to get to Melrose on this one, or officially the 27.
Yeah, obvious passing situation. Got to play at the sticks here for Roseburg. Do not give up a big play.
18 yards to go, looking to pass. They got the short route, and it's caught. No, incomplete. Intended for Lozier. He had to dive back to the ball, came up with it, but they say he trapped it. That ball underneath him. It'll be 4th down on the incompletion.
Strong defense there, nothing over the top. Didn't give up a risky pass interference call or potentially a touchdown. Probably going to force Springfield to punt there. Great execution on 3rd and long by that Roseburg defense.
Here comes the punt team out. It's a tie ball game here, 7-7, a competitive one from both sides, although a lot of miscues with a lot of penalty flags out.
It might just be Paxton Burke time as well here, Joey.
Back to kick it away, looks like it is Colby Kasparek. Although they moved a man in motion, but they will set up to kick it away. It is Burke back at the 7-yard line, makes the catch, returning near side, gets some blocks, has a man to miss. He makes Solo miss, and he cuts back to the hash marks where it's Kamani James there to wrap him up and bring him down just shy of the 25-yard line. Roseburg's defense does a nice job coming up. They get some help on that fumble. They lost a lot of yardage for Springfield, and the Roseburg Indians offense will get back out on the field with 3:16 left to go here in the first quarter. They make that the first half.
if you're Roseburg now in this offense, you're looking at the clock, 3:16, plenty of time. You have your timeouts as well in your back pocket if you need to use them. The one thing you don't want to do is give Springfield an opportunity to score. Take care of the football, move the ball downfield, control the clock, and really execute to end the first half.
Roseburg with 2 targets to the far side of the field. Corey Kimball back at quarterback on the left hash mark, and penalty flag out from the far sideline. My guess is this will be a false start on the offense. Yeah, false start against Roseburg. I'll back them up 5 yards, back to the 19-yard line. While we have a break in the action, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg football here on The Score. It is 1st down and 15 for the Indians as they are in a tie ball game. We have the scoring early. Both teams score on their opening drive. It took a combined 10 plays for both teams to get 7 on the board. Since then, it's been a lot of back and forth with the penalty flags. And now we've got a delay of game. So, false start, delay of game, and Roseburg continues to move backwards. It'll go to the 14.
Well, we talked about executing for Roseburg on this drive, chewing up clock, not giving Springfield the ball back. Since I said that, exactly 1 second has come off the clock, and they've moved 10 yards backwards. So not what you want. You still have 3 plays to get to the first down marker. Got to start to get the clock rolling and hopefully get some momentum heading into the second half.
Kimball in shotgun. It's passing down on 1st down. Not much there. Pocket collapses. He's trying to run away from it, and he will lose yardage. He just needed to stick with the initial decision to try and take off and run on that one. Tried to drop back and see if he could pass, and he did not have a lot of space as he was on the left hash mark. No room to run, and he'll lose yardage back to the 8-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like Stedman might have had a step on his guy on the outside. Also, if you're Kimball in that situation, look to throw the ball away rather than losing the yardage you've already lost with penalties. I mean, Roseburg's way backed up here. Going to be tough for them to move the ball.
Roseburg back at their own 8. George Gibby, the center, ready for the shotgun snap with Kimball. He's got Eli Smith to his right, trips to the right side of the field for the Indians. And they will go on a handoff, and Smith is tackled down at the 10-yard line. Gibby, the center, is trying to hold off one of those defensive linemen up front. I believe that's Colby Collier, who was a returning offensive lineman all-league selection, but on the defensive line making some noise there. But we're going to get a penalty flag here.
Yeah, it looked like a face mask there on the call. On the rush as well. So if you're Roseburg, you get moved backwards. Now you're getting some penalties in your favor. Kind of been the theme of this first half for both teams. Field position has been very, very dependent on where the flags are going, right? So now you go from 2nd and essentially 30 to about 2nd and 9, a chance to move the ball. You have speed on the outside. You can still run the ball inside the tackles if you want. Kind of opens up your playbook now.
Roseburg's back at the 24. Guess what? That's where this drive started. And they'll have 2nd down and 10. This drive started at the 24-yard line, and we've had about 30 seconds click off the clock. We are down about 2.5 to go here. Standing in the pocket, throwing down the field. There's Stedman. He's open. He makes the safety miss. He's got one man to beat.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's at the 25, the 15, the 10, the 5, and in the end zone. Touchdown, Roseburg!
You know, Joey, I tell people all the time, there's a difference between football speed and track speed. That's track speed right there. That's what a 48-second 400 looks like. Big play for Stedman, the senior. When he gets the ball on the outside, which can be rare with this Roseburg offense, you see him make plays. Big touchdown there right before the half. If Roseburg can get a stop, a ton of momentum heading into that locker room.
Well, I'm pretty sure running through the back of McLean Stedman's mind was, if I get caught from behind, I'm going to hear from Big Bro up in the booth.
Without a doubt.
Big Bro is a school record holder in cross country down at Southern Oregon University this year. Congratulations on that front. But Little Bro is making the moves here tonight. McLean Stedman takes it. That one will go 76 yards to the house. And now here comes Remy Huerta for the PAT. The kick away. He will chip shot it through the uprights, and Roseburg's got the lead back in this one. 14-7 is our score. Roseburg in front with 2:29 to go in this first half. We'll keep it right here as we have used up our timeouts for the first half. Hey, that's the spark this team needed. We had just the penalty flags. Say what you want about it. It does make the game disjointed, and it can really just stall any team's momentum in a game. We saw that for both sides. Neither team has been able to get into a rhythm. Finally, Roseburg gets it. Can it leak over to the rest of the guys on the sideline?
Yeah, I mean, I think it has to, right? You could hear the fans below when we had that 15-minute press conference that the referees had where it looked like Springfield scored a touchdown, then it got negated, then they didn't end up scoring any sort of points at all. They turned that around. Roseburg, 2nd and 30 inside their own 10 after the Corey Kimball running out of bounds. They score a touchdown off of that drive. They have the lead. Their defense has been playing lights out. You start to feel the energy a little bit, both on the sidelines and in the stadium. It's fun when Finlay Field is rocking here under the Friday night lights in Douglas County.
All right, Roseburg with the score. They will take a lead. A couple of minutes to go before halftime, and the defense will try to keep that lead intact. Roseburg's defense, by the way, that defense they gave up in the first quarter, first touchdown they've given up in 2 games, so 2 weeks. They've been standing pretty tall. They'll see if they can do it again here. Kickoff goes down deep, and Paxton Burke. Man, that guy is everywhere. Defense, special teams. He's been getting some chance on offense, and there he is, cutting down Ethan Towns on the kickoff return. He gets knocked down at the 19.
Joey, throughout this game, we've talked about some of the bigger bodies making impacts, whether it's the Springfield running backs, some of their receivers. Paxton Burke, on the flip side of that, a little bit of an undersized guy, whether it's kick returning or at safety, even in positions like that where he's on the kickoff team. He's not afraid to lay a hit on someone. You saw it there. He also, I believe, still leads the state in non-offensive touchdowns as well. I mean, that guy can just do it all. He's a Swiss Army knife.
He is at least one of the leaders, I think, in that category. He might have been caught up, but he does lead the state in interceptions at any level, it looks like. Here we go. First down for the Millers, trailing by a touchdown. 1st and 10 from the 20, the throw away, and it is off the mark, intended for Kamani James. And I think as soon as the quarterback, who we do believe is Wickersheim, as soon as he let it go, he knew it was off target.
Yeah, and Joey, we've talked about the speed for this Roseburg offense on the outside. That goes for their defense as well. These cornerbacks, whether it's Eli Smith, whether it's Caden Moon, even McLean Stedman, those guys are not afraid to ball hawk and go make a play. So if you're Springfield, yes, you want to move the ball and go score a touchdown, but be very wary about where you're going with the football.
In shotgun. Trips to the right side, ball in the middle of the field. The lefty QB trying to set up the screen. It goes to Solo. Burwell is right there. He makes the leg tackle, brings him down at the 25. A pickup of 5 on 2nd down. It'll be 3rd and medium for the Millers.
Interested to see how Roseburg uses their timeout here. They only have 1 remaining, so you don't want to burn it for no reason. But if they get a stop here at Springfield, just under 2 minutes to play, would not be surprised if you see Coach Matt Watson burn his final timeout.
First catch of the night. For those that are watching with us online, we're just doing a timeout to catch up on the video stream. Roseburg did not call one there. 1:42 to go. Roseburg expecting a pass. They hand it off to Solo. He's got to get a little bit more, and he is going to be right at the line to gain. I think he fell forward across the 30, so that is going to be a first down. Nice job on the second effort to just move the pile there by the big back Noah Solo.
Yeah, and you're going to start to see Springfield play with some tempo as we reach the 90-second mark here in the second quarter. If you're Roseburg and you're the secondary, nothing easy, nothing over the top. Don't get beat.
Pass play, up in the pocket, scrambling out across the line of scrimmage, trying to take off, and caught down. It's Burwell with his speed, able to bring down Wickersheim, and he is dropped for a short gain. The clock running, and Frank Geske, the longtime head coach in the Eugene-Springfield area, he has led teams to state championships. He has coached all over the state, Franklin, Tigard, Marist. He's won a couple of state titles, and he is going to call a timeout here in the final 67 seconds.
And if you're Roseburg, I mean, I like the
you
joke.
Picked it up there.
I like
okay.
the joke. I like the joke. You're up to date with the trends. I didn't know.
I heard that it's no longer a trend anymore.
I think it's still in.
It's still good.
But
okay, it hasn't died out yet. Anyways, back to your point.
Last week down in Eagle Point, snuck in a joke, and I got a lot of positive feedback from the Roseburg football team. But yeah, if you're this Roseburg team, you have a ton of momentum after that touchdown. You have a chance to, like we talked about before the game started, Springfield's trying to make the playoffs. If they win tonight, I think they have a chance to get in, if I'm not mistaken. So if you're Roseburg, you're at home. It's senior night. Tons of emotions boiling over in this stadium. Got a chance to play spoiler tonight, and sometimes that can be just as meaningful as trying to play for a playoff berth.
Pretty much, I think the playoff scenarios breaks down to if Springfield doesn't get in, or if they don't win tonight, that pretty much is going to make it about as long of a shot to get into the playoffs as they could have. They need to win tonight to keep their hopes alive, and we can run through the playoff scenarios at halftime here coming up. But right now, 1:07 to go in the first half, out of the timeout by the Millers. Lefty passing far side, tipped up in the air. It's Hertini that gets in front of that one and knocks it away.
Yeah, and if that's not a warning sign for Braden Wickersheim, then I'm not sure what is. If that ball is another half foot thrown behind that receiver, that ball's going back to the house. Great play there by the DB to break that pass up. 3rd and long, Roseburg still have a timeout, 64 seconds. It's going to be 3rd and about 8 here. Got an opportunity to be aggressive if you want.
Yeah, and Roseburg, if they can get off the field with the defense, like you said, they do have the one timeout left, but they could have a chance to try and maybe find another open receiver and get downfield in a hurry. They've got the speed to get down the field quickly. It'll be 3rd down and 8 for the Millers. Solo to the right of Wickersheim in shotgun. Trips to the right side of the formation. Looking to his right, passing short. It is caught by James, slipped the first tackle, brought down by A.J. Black at the 42. It'll move the chains and keep the Millers on the field.
That's a big-time throw from Braden Wickersheim. I mean, if they don't pick up that first down, we talked about the opportunities Roseburg had to be aggressive. Now it's Roseburg trying to fit in a substitution on defense, and Springfield's moving the ball downfield.
Pickup of 10, looking to pass again, going on the short route, and that one almost picked off. Hertini reading it and jumping in front. He'll get another breakup, and it'll be an incompletion to stop the clock with 48 seconds to go. We've seen Paxton Burke's been the ball hawk at the safety position. 8 interceptions on the year for him. Hertini got his first last week, almost had a shot at his second there.
Yeah, we've seen some great plays defensively from this Roseburg secondary. Stedman had to break up. Obviously, Burke's always in the mix. And then Hertini getting his fair share as well.
It'll be 2nd down and 10. Play action, pressure, hit as he lets it loose out to the far side. It's out of bounds. And the intended target out there slipping on that hard plastic we were talking about earlier over there. And see that happen quite often. That was Brady Lozier out there in the pattern and the intended target.
Yeah, one thing I've liked from this Roseburg secondary, specifically on this drive, they haven't been putting themselves in situations where there's any potential for a defensive pass interference, especially with the penalties we've seen tonight on this drive where Springfield's trying to be aggressive. They're trying to move the ball downfield. Roseburg's been playing very physical, sound defense.
42.2 seconds to go in the first half. 3rd down and 10 for the Millers. Looking to pass, goes short. It's just down the line of scrimmage. Caught and weaving his way upfield to the 50-yard line, short of the first down marker. It'll be clock stopped with 36.4 seconds to go. It'll be 4th down and short. Completion made to Hernandez. His second catch of the night will be good for 8 yards. At midfield here, if you don't get it, then you do give Roseburg not a short field, but manageable with just a few seconds left to go. So it'll be curious here how aggressive Coach Frank Geske wants to be.
Big-time opportunity for this Roseburg defensive line to make a play and get their offense the ball back.
Looks like they are going to punt this one away, try to play it safe. Paxton Burke is deep to return. Decent snap. Kick is away. And it is angled away from Burke. Won't take a Springfield bounce. In fact, it takes a Roseburg bounce back angling towards the 20. It'll get down at about the 22-yard line. So Roseburg's defense comes up with the stop they needed here to finish out the first half. And Roseburg will get the ball with 27.4 seconds to go in the first half. We'll see if they try to be aggressive or just play it safe and head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, I think at this point you probably play it safe. If you would have got the ball left with over a minute to go, timeout still remaining, maybe you try to be aggressive, whether it's a fly sweep, maybe you do take a shot through the air. I think at this point you see this Roseburg offense take a knee and take that momentum that they gained late in this first half and take it into the locker room.
The senior Corey Kimball will do exactly that. He takes a knee. That'll start the clock, and Roseburg will head to the locker room. They got the ball to start out the ball game, so they will be kicking it away to start the second half, but the Indians will have a 14-7 lead as we go to the break. After 2 quarters of play, Roseburg in front as they've got a lead against the Springfield Millers. Roseburg trying to end the season on a 3-game win streak, and the Springfield Millers trying to end the season, or in the regular season, on a 4-game win streak and see if they can make it into the postseason. We will come back with your halftime report coming up. It is the Abby's Legendary Pizza halftime report. We'll also bring you a little bit of the marching band as they perform once again here tonight, their performance of Cruisin'. At the break, it's 14-7, Roseburg in front of Springfield on senior night here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
1964, 2 high school pals opened up a pizza parlor. Over 60 years later, their mission of providing a great value and family-friendly environment continues to thrive. And what's been their customers' favorite pizza since day one? The Abby's Special. This classic combo of pepperoni, salami with olives, mushrooms, beef, and sausage, and 100% real cheese tastes as good today as it did way back then. Enjoy great value and classic pizza at your neighborhood Abby's.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today. Financial security allows you the freedom to take stock of what's important and build lasting bonds. We share your goals. Trust Palm Wealth Management to consolidate your investments and generate income for those who need you most. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
In today's big box store, how-to YouTube video world, it is hard to do it yourself. If you're fixing your fence or putting in a new one, the only place to start is Quality Fence. We stock almost anything you need and take the time to show you how to really do it yourself. Visit the Quality Fence showroom in Roseburg and get great fencing ideas at qualityfenceco.com.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
Here at the halftime break, it is a score of 14-7. The Roseburg Indians in front of the Springfield Millers. A touchdown wiped off the board for Springfield as they went with a trick play. A little bit of a spin, reverse pass back to an open, eligible lineman, but they had a lineman downfield, and that wiped off a touchdown after a lengthy review from the officiating crew. And that wiped off what would have been the go-ahead touchdown for the Millers. Roseburg later in that second quarter, they get a big touchdown strike of 76 yards, and they are able to take a 14-7 lead here at the break. The Roseburg High School Marching Ensemble is performing here at halftime. We'll bring you some of that here in a second, but first just want to get your thoughts on the first half here, Carter.
Yeah, I think the first thing that comes to mind is just the penalties, right? I mean, we spent so much time in the booth just really trying to fill empty time after that Springfield touchdown that got negated. They didn't score any points off of that possession. So that's the first thing that comes to mind. You got to clean things up, got to control what you can control. But if you're Roseburg, offensively, I thought they were pretty good, especially early on. They set the tone in that first drive, and that's such an important part for offenses. If you lack success in the first quarter, it can be hard to gain that confidence and really pick up any momentum. I thought they did a great job of that. And then to really finish the half the way they started, just in a different sense. They have an explosive offensive play through the passing game, not something I'm sure you've said very often this season, but a big play there. And then their defense, they're really good when they have a chance to get a true stop and they're not having to trot onto the field at their own 30-yard line. They tend to get stopped. So I'm really impressed with Roseburg. Springfield, I mean, you look at their stats the last couple weeks, they've been very successful throwing the ball. They just haven't had that tonight.
Yeah. I think you mentioned it when you said confidence. I think the success early helping breed some confidence for this Roseburg team, a team that has seen things go the wrong direction too many times as of late. If they can see the ball go the right direction, that definitely helps build this team's confidence moving forward. This is our Abby's Legendary Pizza halftime report. Abby's Legendary Pizza, proud to sponsor today's Roseburg High School football game. To win a free large pizza of your choice, send an email to contest@abbeys.com and share your favorite legendary thing about football in Roseburg. We're going to mute ourselves, but we're going to keep it right here for a little bit and bring you the Roseburg High School Marching Ensemble at halftime. Roseburg leading 14-7 against Springfield.
Someone to dance before it's too late.
That is the Roseburg High School Marching Band. We got to get a break in here during the Abby's Legendary Pizza Halftime Report. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in and joining us here tonight. I'm Joey Keeran, along with Carter Stedman tonight. We'll be back with more halftime analysis for you here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Douglas County is your home, but no matter where life takes you, Cascade Community Credit Union will be there whenever you need us. Through every adventure, we'll be there with access to over 30,000 no-fee ATMs worldwide. Through every triumph, we'll be there every step of the way with a home mortgage. And through all life's little quirks, we'll be there with one-on-one support to get you back on the road in no time. Neighbors are there for each other, and that's exactly who we are. Cascade Community Credit Union, there whenever you need us.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Roseburg High School Band playing us out here at halftime. It's the Abby's Legendary Pizza Halftime Report. Stick around in the postgame. We will have your Quality Fence Player of the Game. Quality Fence doing it right for you. The score at halftime is 14-7. Roseburg in front of Springfield in what is a must-win game for the Millers. Well, taking a look at our first half statistics, team numbers here for Springfield: 64 yards through the air, 62 yards on the ground for a total of 126. For the Roseburg Indians, they are coming off of 91 yards through the air, most of that on one play, 59 yards on the ground, a total of 150 for the Tribe in the first half. Both offenses kind of staying on track with where they've been. For Roseburg, actually 150 in the first half is a little ahead of schedule for them, averaging 226 coming into the matchup. For Springfield, averaging right at 300 on the season. Taking a look at individual numbers, starting off with the visiting Springfield Millers here tonight on a cool night in the Umpqua Basin. We are sticking with it. It's not the jersey number we expected to be wearing, but I figured if it's not going to be Noah Solo, we assume it is Braden Wickersheim, that is in the backfield. And in the first half, 7 of 13 through the air for 64 yards. No turnovers by either team so far. He has connected 3 times with Kamani James for a total of 37 yards. Twice with Adam Hernandez, his leading receiver, for 15. And then Ethan Towns and Noah Solo, both with a single catch in the first half of this one. On the ground, Noah Solo leading the way, 5 carries for 60 yards. He has the lone touchdown for the Millers, a 41-yard touchdown run in the first quarter that tied the ball game up. Cody, let me get that name right there because I think it's Colby Kasparek. He has 5 carries for 17 yards. Wickersheim is 2 carries for -3. And there was a fumble loss of 12 yards in there as well. Well, not a loss of 12 yards. The fumble was recovered by the offense for the Millers. On the other side, for the For the Roseburg Indians, Corey Kimball 2 for 2 through the air for 91 yards. That includes a 76-yard touchdown pass to McLean Stedman. Stedman with the catch and run for his fourth receiving touchdown of this, make that his third receiving touchdown of the season. And for Caden Moon, the other quarterback used by Roseburg tonight, he's 0 for 3 through the air so far. On the ground, Eli Smith, 6 carries for 46 yards. 3 carries for Dre Burwell for 10. Corey Kimball had 5 carries for 12 yards. Moon got tackled for a loss for 7 yards. Paxton Burke, 1 carry for 9. And the Indians do have a couple of team losses for a -11. Stedman had the 1 catch for 76 yards. Dre Burwell has a catch for 15. That is a look at the individual numbers and stats here from the first half of tonight's ball game. Second half going to be coming up here in just a bit. Temperature cooling down here at Finlay Field as the sun has set, as the sun is setting on a season here for the Roseburg Indians. And the Springfield Millers hoping that their season is not wrapping up for them just yet. They are hopeful that there is still a little bit left to go on their year. We will go ahead and take a break. Down to 56 degrees here in Roseburg. We'll take a break. Our final here at the Abbey's Legendary Pizza Halftime Report. And when we come back, we'll see if we can get along, pass along some scores to you of other games of note around Douglas County here tonight. At the break, Roseburg leading 14-7 on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
1964, 2 high school pals opened up a pizza parlor. Over 60 years later, their mission of providing a great value and family-friendly environment continues to thrive. And what's been their customers' favorite pizza since day one? The Abbey's Special. This classic combo of pepperoni, salami, with olives, mushrooms, beef, and sausage, and 100% real cheese tastes as good today as it did way back then. Enjoy great value and classic pizza at your neighborhood Abbey's.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today. Financial security allows you the freedom to take stock of what's important and build lasting bonds. We share your goals. Trust Palm Wealth Management to consolidate your investments and generate income for those who need you most. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
In today's big box store, how-to YouTube video world, it is hard to do it yourself. If you're fixing your fence or putting in a new one, the only place to start is Quality Fence. We stock almost anything you need and take the time to show you how to really do it yourself.
Welcome, everybody, back here to Finlay Field where the Roseburg Indians are in front, and we've got Carter Stedman and Joey Keeran here with you to bring you the action. Taking a look at some scores from other games, the Oakland Okers on the road in what I believe is not a must-win. I think the Okers might have a chance still to get into the postseason, but they were definitely hoping to try and get a win and take some momentum into the postseason. The Okers, though, trailing against first-place Bandon 36-12 at halftime. Down in Tri-City, where South Umpqua is hosting Sutherland tonight. And this is a big game for the Sutherland Bulldogs as they try to solidify themselves as a playoff team. Well, the Lancers, who have had a bit of a tough season this year, a little below their standard they've set down there, they are leading 27-20 at halftime. A pick six just before the break for South Umpqua gets them a lead going into the locker room. And taking a look at some other games here, Douglas is leading 21-14 at halftime against Brookings Harbor. Douglas, we do believe, has pretty much clinched their spot in the postseason. Some games out of the Southwest Central Valley Conference. South Medford leading North Medford in the black and blue game, 24-0 in the third quarter there. Grants Pass on top of West Salem at halftime, 10-7. Let's see, any other games that might be interesting for everybody? Sheldon was tied with Sprague in the first quarter at 0 apiece. No updates on that one since. We'll have some more updates as we get ready for the second half coming up for you as the evening goes on. All right, there is the horn for the start of the second half. Felt like a quick halftime there, but here we go. I'm okay with a quick halftime. Back to the action. It's been a fun ball game so far, and we are hopeful to see some more excitement coming up here in the second half. Roseburg got the ball to start the first half, so they will be kicking away to begin things here in the second half, and the Indians will be kicking right to left on your radio dial, wearing their home blacks for the final time this year, and the road whites is Springfield moving left to right. The kickoff from Huerta, line drive kick, goes to the 12. Short hop into the return man. Off his shins, picks it up, but does not get much for a return. Couldn't really get a head of steam on the return, let things develop, and Roseburg gets deep to make the stop on the kick return.
Yeah, and who else than Paxton Burke, right, to get the tackle there. A lot of times in these high school football games, special teams can play a huge role. We saw it a little bit last week against Eagle Point, the North Eugene game here at Finlay Field most notably, where we saw a ton of special teams plays to come out to pin Springfield inside their own 15-yard line on the opening kickoff. Big-time momentum shift here for Roseburg, and you're looking to keep it going on the defensive side of things.
The Millers offense will head out there. It is Wickersheim, the quarterback, in shotgun turns, hands it to Noah Solo. The senior bruising back will bounce his way through the middle. Does not get much as he pinballs off of defenders out to about the 22-yard line. A pickup of 4 on first down for the Millers. Noah Solo, he is a guy, it doesn't, according to his social media, has not made a commitment yet, but has had some visits with some D3 programs like Linfield, a great one there. Lewis and Clark having a heck of a football season this year. He's also made a visit there with the Pioneers. Turn and hand it off to Solo once again. He goes over and the left side, then back through the middle of the defense, out past the 25 to about the 26.
And going back to Solo, Joey, he just has that college football build. As you've seen, it's consistently taken 2 to 3 Roseburg defenders to bring him down. He's a big body, he's physical, and he's also showcased that speed in Springfield's only touchdown of this game.
He's got that build. He's got the build and makeup of a linebacker to me. I don't know if we've seen him much there. He did play there some last year, but he's got the build of that. Or a H-back type. I mean, and he's got the speed. He could play running back at the next level. I could see that. He sets up to the right of the quarterback, stays into block as a short out route pass to Kamani James, who's another thick-built guy, stout, and he takes it out of bounds on the near side. Good enough for the first down on a short third down conversion for the Millers out to the 30-yard line, a pickup of 4 on the completion.
Just a nice, simple little routine out route there. It's third and short. You have the DBs playing off a little bit. Give your quarterback a little bit of confidence heading into the second half. We saw him struggle early on in the first half against this Roseburg defense. Now they're starting to gain some momentum.
Pitch it, running left side is Solo. He sidestepped to the first defender and then just piles his way forward past the 30-yard line. Not much there. A lot of effort, a lot of running, but he does not get north and south.
Yeah, those toss plays are hard, right? Because you're starting 2 to 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage as a ball carrier. The way this Roseburg defensive line has played, their veteran experience up front has helped them a lot this season in that regard. They're going to be making plays. They're tough, they're physical, and they're fast given the size they have up front.
Those linebackers have done a great job this year. I talked with Nick Ruiz during the week. He is a guy that I've really been impressed, leading tackler for Roseburg. They've got A.J. Black, Ruiz in the middle, and Burwell on the edge. Looking to pass. Looking to his right, now back to the left and firing downfield. He's got Lozier, and Lozier, if he could have stayed on his feet, might have had a chance to go the distance. Eli Rush will get just enough of his shoelaces to trip him up, but a nice job coming back to the ball for Brady Lozier on the far side, and a great job by the quarterback to go through his reads and get back to the other side of the field.
That was extremely impressive pocket presence there by Braden Wickersheim. A lot of times you see quarterbacks get rushed. You see their feet kind of rattle a little bit, a bunch of quick, choppy steps. He looked to his right, his first, second, maybe even third option, scans it back to his left, rolls out that way, and delivers a great alternate comeback route to his receiver.
It's an 11-yard pickup on what was first down out to the 42. They will give it to Solo again out of the deep back position in the I. and kicks it to the 45, picking up 3.
Going back to the Springfield passing attack, you look at the stat line last week for Wickersheim, 13 of 19, 242 yards and an interception, so they're not afraid to air the ball out. And when you look at the stats that Noah Solo has been putting up in the run game, if you're Roseburg and you were going to tell this team in the third quarter they had been holding this Miller offense to 7 points, that's a win. Huge win.
Indians defense trying to come up with a win here. They're facing 2nd down and 8. 2 safeties deep in Moon and Burke, looking to pass to his left, trying to go short. The out route off target, intended for James, out of his reach. Off the mark for Wickersheim. It'll be 3rd down and long. Had him open, just missed the target.
Yeah, it was another out route there. However, it's a little bit different when that out route is 10 to 12 yards downfield than when it's just a quick 1-step, 3-yard kind of get to the sideline sort of play. Great defense once again by the Roseburg secondary. They continue to make this game very difficult for the Springfield offense.
3rd down. The DBs, Stedman, Hertini. Moon has been out in coverage from the safety position. You've got the linebackers Burwell and Rush out in coverage right now. His trips to the right side of the formation for Wickersheim. Stands in the pocket, looking to his right, looking downfield. He's going to huck it down the sideline. Picked off. It is Stedman down the sideline. He's at the 35, at the 20, and he will get shoved out of bounds by Noah Solo as it's the 2nd INT of the season for McLean Stedman and the 1st turnover of the ball game.
Big play from the senior McLean Stedman there. Last week I heard a lot of flack from family group chats, from even you, Joey, about kind of the shots I took about McLean on the defensive side of things. Great play, read the quarterback's eyes. You could tell Wickersheim was going to that target the entire play. Almost read it like a safety, even though he was out there at corner. Now this Roseburg offense, 8 minutes to play in the third quarter, getting the ball essentially in the red zone. Huge, huge defensive play for the Tribe.
Number 3 to number 3. McLean Stedman takes away, and with 8:05 to go in the third quarter, a promising drive for Springfield gets turned away. And Roseburg starting with the football in Springfield territory at the 15-yard line. They go on a run on the first play. Gibby is slow to get up a bit there, as Kimball had taken that one down to the 11-yard line, a pickup of 4 on 1st down. Clock will run.
If you're Roseburg here, I would go as far to say this is must-score touchdown territory. You have a chance to go up 21-7, make it a 2-possession game halfway through the third quarter here. Would kill the momentum of Springfield after what looked like a pretty productive drive to open up the second half.
For Wickersheim, that was just his 3rd interception thrown on the season. Roseburg facing 2nd down and 6. Kimball under center, I formation behind him. Give it to the senior Burwell. He busts to the outside. He's got one man to get through, and he'll do it into the end zone. Touchdown, Roseburg!
And when you talk to Coach Matt Watson throughout the year and he talks about, we want to establish the run, we want to play our brand of football, is it maybe a little bit unconventional in this day and age where it's common to spread the field and air the ball out? Yes, but this is exactly what Roseburg football looks like. Rattling the opposing offense, getting sacks, forcing turnovers, and then putting your offense with elite field position to just continue to pound the rock and put the ball in the end zone.
Senior Dre Burwell has been absolutely dynamite down the stretch of his final campaign for the Roseburg Indians. Remy Huerta will put it through the uprights to give Roseburg a 14-point lead. As on the season, Dre Burwell with his 5th rushing touchdown, and he gives the Indians the 2-score advantage. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
The Umpqua Dairy Family Reunion. Most people are very familiar with our special ice cream flavor of the months. But did you know that our ice cream is a direct descendant of our milk family, including our newest family members, the organic family of products? Throw in a few more family members, including cottage cheese, sour cream, and whipping cream, and you're going to need a larger shopping cart. And of course, Aunt Gladys loves each and every family member equally. We're Umpqua Dairy, Oregon's favorite dairy family for almost 90 years.
Dre Burwell was tied for the team lead in touchdowns coming into tonight. He gets his 5th on the season. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I believe all 5 of those TDs have come here in the final 3 weeks of the regular season. What a finish for the senior. A squib kick up the middle will go down to the 16-yard line. Return heading left, out around the edge, to the edge, and out of bounds on the far side of the field. Decent return set up for the Millers. Taken out of bounds on the far side there, the return man, Josiah Stroud. And so here comes the offense once again for Springfield. The Millers turn it over on their last possession. Can they find some offensive momentum once again?
Yeah, and if you're Springfield, you just want to calm things down. You have plenty of time. You have essentially a quarter and a half left of football. You can still run the rock with Noah Solo, a guy that's gotten you into a 500 season so far, a strong second half for this Millers team. You can also trust your pass game. It does look like we're going to see Solo win at quarterback now.
He is alone in the backfield, 2 targets to either side. They go with a double tight end set. His throw is picked off by Stedman again, and he's got some space. He's got the speed to the edge. He's at the 5. Touchdown, Roseburg!
I mean, I have no words. Whether it's the offensive side of the ball, the defensive side of the ball, you can change as many quarterbacks as you want. McLean Stedman is going to find a way to make plays. Obviously, I talked to him about football and about this Roseburg team more than anyone. He's been wanting to get the ball in his hands and just showcase his playmaking. Usually you would see that on the offensive end. Tonight showing it, he can do it on both sides of the ball with his 2nd interception in about the last 5 minutes of real time.
That is the 2nd pick 6 of the year for Roseburg's defense. Now 1 for Stedman, 1 for Burke as well. The PAT by Huerta. I believe it snuck through. They cut out the lights before I saw the officials throw their arms up. They're putting the point up on the board. I might have gotten excited and hit too many points here. It's 28-7. We'll get our scoreboard correct here. Roseburg in front with 6:54 to go in the 3rd quarter. The Indians on a roll. We'll take a 30-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you. Just ask your neighbor.
They reflect a style as unique as you are. They make first impressions. They provide space, add lasting beauty, and security. Quality is a reflection of who you are. That's why all your fencing projects begin here.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
6:54 to go here in the 3rd quarter, and Roseburg has exploded for a pair of touchdowns, both of them set up by McLean Stedman interceptions. The first set up a short field, the second he returns it to the house. Roseburg's in front 28-7. Return goes to Stroud once again. He will start on the right, angle to left. He finds some space. He'll go down the sideline, and Remy Huerta is there to make sure he does not get by. Huerta, former soccer player, all invested in football here. That's a touchdown-saving tackle. He maybe didn't make the best of tackles. It wasn't a form tackle, but he made sure that guy wasn't going to the house.
No, I mean, he's the kicker. He's not supposed to be taking out the kickoff returner there, but nevertheless forced the guy out of bounds. He was the security blanket. If Huerta's not there on that play, that's probably going back for a touchdown most likely. So you get him out of bounds. Yes, it was a great return, but it could have been a lot worse. And now you see this Roseburg defense coming off a ton of momentum after the 2 interceptions, looking to get another big play here.
They keep Solo in at QB after he threw an interception on his first pass attempt of the night. He looks right, looks left, looking back over the middle, fires over the middle, and that one right there was Paxton Burke with a chance of maybe getting his hands underneath it. It goes wide of everybody, though. It'll be incomplete, stopping the clock with 6:40 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Real quick, I wanted to point out, to have a question in the YouTube stream here on whether or not Roseburg could make it into the 5A state playoffs as a 6A team. Yes, they would play in the 5A playoffs. Unfortunately, their season will not get them into the postseason. They've got a losing record overall. They will fall 1 game shy of making it to 500 if they get a win here tonight. And unfortunately, ranking just not going to be good enough to get into the 5A state playoffs. On a designed quarterback keeper at a shotgun for Solo, he takes off and just gets back to the line of scrimmage. No gain. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
The biggest thing that stuck out to me in the second half, Joey, is we've sat in this booth before and we've watched this Roseburg defense play extremely strong first halves, and then they kind of start to fade in the second half, usually because they're on the field a lot, whether the offense is struggling to move the ball or just giving up big plays, whatever it may be. Tonight, they've just been consistent from the jump, forcing Springfield into third and long situations, forcing turnovers. They've been elite tonight.
3rd down and 10 for the Roseburg defense. They're trying to get off the field. Springfield trying to keep this game within reach, trailing by 21. Solo in the pocket. Things close. He cannot escape. It's Colby Batchelor, the senior, and he brings all of his friends with him to take down the big QB, Noah Solo. He gets trapped in the backfield. They'll give him forward progress to the 45. He'll pick up 2, so it won't be a sack. It'll be a 2-yard gain. But it is now 4th down and 8. The ball's in Roseburg territory. I got a feeling that Springfield's going for it here at this point in time.
Yeah, I would think you have to now. It's a 3-possession game, just over 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. You got to find a spark if you're Springfield. Big plays, whether it's putting a drive together here, maybe a deep ball in there. You got to find a way to put points on the board. But for Springfield, especially on that play, if you're Noah Solo, Aiden Nutter, George Gibby, Colby Batchelor with kind of a group tackle, that's over 600 total pounds landing on Noah Solo. Not a fun experience for that guy.
Timeout down on the field taken by Springfield. We'll take one as well. 30-second break. Be back in a moment on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
County is your home, but no matter where life takes you, Cascade Community Credit Union will be there whenever you need us. Through every adventure, we'll be there with access to over 30,000 no-fee ATMs worldwide. Through every triumph, we'll be there every step of the way with a home mortgage. And through all life's little quirks, we'll be there with one-on-one support to get you back on the road in no time. Neighbors are there for each other, and that's exactly who we are. Cascade Community Credit Union, there whenever you need us.
The Roseburg Indians trying to finish things off on a positive note here in 2025. A lengthy losing streak middle of the season derailed their plans and hopes for the postseason, but the team trying to take care of business down the stretch here, and they are in the lead right now, 28-7 here with 5:18 to go in the third quarter, facing 4th down and 8. Springfield out of the timeout will look to try and possibly convert. Does not look like they're bringing out any sort of punt formation here. Solo in shotgun with trips to his left. One man to the right side of the formation. Looking left, now back to the right. He's going to lob it out to the right side. Caught, now breaking free at the 30. 1st down and more. Out in coverage. McLean Stedman will make the stop, but breaking free, Hernandez has the catch and run to move the chains and keep the Millers offense on the field.
Yeah, and just a simple play design there. They want to get the ball to Adam Hernandez when they decide to throw it. Last week had 5 catches for 156 yards. That's over 30 yards per reception for Hernandez. That's the guy they want to go to. I know Stedman's made some plays, but you still have to trust your passing offense and your receivers if you're Springfield.
3rd catch of the night for Hernandez. First completion for Solo. Pump fake. He's going to head towards the end zone. Overthrows it. He was looking for Hernandez again, and Hernandez kind of gave up on the route. He was maybe not expecting a double move hitch and trying to get deep.
Yeah, it looked like a miscommunication there between Solo and Hernandez. Looked like you said, Joey, a kind of hitch and go where the receiver stops 4 or 5 yards into his route and then turns around and cuts it upfield. Didn't see that there. Also, great coverage by Roseburg, not falling for that double move and forcing that pass out of bounds.
We've had the conversation of playoffs going on in the comments section here tonight, and I'll tell you one team closely watching this one, the Crater Comets. If Springfield won and Churchill won tonight, there'd be a 3-way tie for second place and the final automatic berth out of the conference into the playoffs, and Crater might have been left out. But if Springfield loses, Crater is in automatically. Throwing deep downfield, that one into traffic, knocked away. You had Ruiz and Moon both in coverage on Kasparek, and I almost thought there was a chance at a 3rd interception in the ballgame, but that one knocked away, incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
If you want an example of playing defense with your hair on fire, you need to be watching this Roseburg defensive squad right now. Despite the penalties they've had, whether it was pass interference or tackling or late hit out of bounds, they are playing relentless physical football. It could be very easy for these DBs to kind of be less physical, have their hands off their receivers. No, they've decided that they're going to get up in these guys' grill and make life miserable for this Springfield offense.
3rd down and 10 for the Millers. In shotgun is Solo. He's got Hernandez to his right, trips to the left side, looking that direction. No, sets up a screen. It's Kasparek, and there is a penalty flag out. The screen might have had too many guys downfield a little bit too early as they tried to set it up. We've got 2 penalty flags out, and once again, it is an illegal man downfield. That wiped off a touchdown for Springfield in the first half. It's going to wipe off a play here, and it'll be 3rd down and long for the Millers, although the tackle was short of the line of gain. I guess it is 4-down territory, so I'm sure Roseburg's going to want to push him back here.
Yeah, I think anytime you can move your opponent back into a 3rd and long situation, you're going to tend to take that advantage. I understand maybe wanting them to get the 4th down, but it will likely be just that much harder to convert on 4th down when you have to go from 3rd and 20 trying to pick up another 1st down.
Waiting on the official ruling here. They've ruled, I believe, a loss of down on this. Yeah, it'll be 4th down. It was a penalty back to the 32-yard line and a loss of down. I think I heard something about illegal touching is what I thought I might have heard. Not sure on that one, but either way, it works out in Roseburg's favor. It's going to be 4th down and 15, hucking it to the end zone, going deep and off the fingertips for McLean Stedman. That's okay. On 4th down and long, if he intercepts that there, Roseburg only gets it out to the 20. Turnover on downs, they'll get this ball out at the 32. That ends up working in his favor, despite the fact that he's looking at his hands going, how can you fail me now?
He definitely wanted that one. You could tell. I already used the metaphor of playing with your hair on fire. You want to talk about playing with fire? Taking another shot at McLean Stedman, a guy who has interceptions on the last 2 possessions, including one return for a touchdown. I know it was 4th down. I know you're just trying to put points on the board. Bold move to throw the ball number 3's direction right now.
So that will give the ball back to the Roseburg offense, and they can really start to salt this one away. If they can put points on the boards in the final 4.5 minutes here in the 3rd quarter, they will put the offense out there with Corey Kimball under center, Hertini to the left, Burke out to the right side. You've got the wingback Eli Rush set up to the right side. I formation with Burwell, the deep man. Turn and give it to Burwell up the middle. He bursts out to the left side, gets to the edge, and a penalty flag out. I was just thinking moments ago, I think you said something about dealing with penalties in the first half, and I thought, boy, this 3rd quarter has been moving smoothly, no penalties. And then we started to get some for Springfield on that last drive, and now we've got one, a hold against Roseburg to begin this drive, and they will be backed up deeper into their own territory.
If you're Roseburg here, really the only harm you can do is to yourself. You're up 21 points right now, 4 minutes left in this 3rd quarter. You can play your traditional brand of football, running the ball between the tackles, taking a long time to get to the line of scrimmage. You can start to milk this clock a little bit, even though we're still in the 3rd quarter.
Roseburg will be behind the sticks, facing 1st down and 20 now. They put the ball back at the 24. So not a full 20 yards. So they've got to get to the 42. It's 1st down and 18. They try to run it up the middle. That'll keep the clock going, but they do not gain more than just a yard on a run by Corey Kimball. Great to see Kimball, the senior quarterback, getting a chance to kind of operate this offense one last time. He dealt with injury this year. Caden Moon has been the backup. He was the JV QB last year. We know he's kind of the next guy up for the future for this Roseburg team, and he stepped up big for Roseburg while Kimball was out injured and looked good doing it. They tried to go with the 2-quarterback system, but tonight Kimball's been the guy, and he's done a great job with the offense. Great to see the senior getting a chance to go out on a high note here. 2nd down and 16 from the 26. I formation as Kimball will let the play clock wind. He'll give it to the deep man Burwell going over the right side. He sprints upfield, and he will not get much more than a yard or 2. They'll put him down at the 27.
Going back to what you said about Kimball there, Joey, this is a guy that's been through a lot. Like you mentioned, the injuries, just how tough it's been on this Roseburg team the last couple years. He's been a leader inside the locker room. His teammates respect him. I remember being in the booth a couple years ago when he came in as a sophomore when Owen Bentia got injured, and that kind of sparked him getting used to playing quarterback at this varsity level. I'm sure it hasn't always gone the way he's wanted to these past couple years, but nevertheless, he gives relentless effort on the offensive end, and he's a strong leader, which is really all you can ask for at the end of the day.
Facing third down and long, they'll send out Stedman to the left side. You've got Rush and another target to the far side of the field. That is Hertini. Rolling to his right, rolling to his left, throwing back to his right, but he was behind Eli Rush, who had plenty of space around him. Catch and run opportunity that could have been good for a first down. Instead, it's incomplete. It'll be fourth down and long for the Indians. First incompletion of the night for Corey Kimball. It's only his third passing attempt of the evening.
Sounds about right. That ball was thrown just behind Eli Rush. He was wide open in the middle of the field. Kimball just needed an extra half second to set his feet, and they would have been okay. Here they are punting away to Springfield.
Kimball will get his boot underneath it. High kick, not very deep though. It'll land just across the 50, and it'll take a Roseburg bounce. Not much, but it'll go down to the 43-yard line. And now the Millers back out there. They got some momentum with a stop on the defensive side. And 2:16 to go in the third quarter. This one's not out of reach, but Springfield needs to get their offense moving in the right direction. They'll be near midfield as they send them out there. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg football here on The Score. Roseburg football brought to you by Palm Wealth Management, a member of D.A. Davidson & Company, member SIPC. All right, the offense back out there on the field for the Millers. They've got Solo in at quarterback now. He's just going to run it himself up the middle, and there's not a lot there. We've seen him run the ball as a running back, and he seemed much more aggressive. There, as out of the quarterback spot, he seemed very tentative running through the middle.
Yeah, you almost wonder if it kind of changes his vision as a runner when he's taking a snap from shotgun as a quarterback. Maybe you're a little bit hesitant. Maybe he has pass options that he's looking to on the outside. You'd like to see Solo get downhill just because of how dynamic and physical he can run the football.
He does pick up 5. It is 2nd and 5. Standing in the pocket, looking to his right. He'll fire a quick route. Coming back to the football, Ethan Towns will make the catch, and that does move the chains. They'll spot it down at the Roseburg 44, and so that is a pickup of 8 through the air, and Towns will have his second catch of the night. Springfield Millers needing a win tonight to keep their hopes of the postseason alive. They are trailing 28-7 with 1:25 to go in the third. A lot of time in the pocket for Solo, but the time running out. Batchelor will flush him out, running to the left side and taken down. Noah Solo will go down to the 42-yard line. He picks up 2 on the scramble. Nice job by Batchelor to flush him out.
That was just such a great play by this Roseburg defense on both sides of the ball. The reason Solo has to hold on to the ball for so long is because of the fact that there's no one open downfield. And if you're Roseburg, you can have a successful pass rush with only a 3-down front because of the dynamic skill set of guys like Aiden Nutter, Colby Batchelor up front. It's just been a complete defense all night.
They've got Batchelor playing in the middle at the moment instead of at his DN position. On the other side, they've got Eli Wilson at one of the DN spots, just that 3-man front, looking to go deep downfield. A lot of hand fighting down there, and that ball knocked away by Moon, but a penalty flag is out. And that's one where it really felt as if both players were really providing some of that hand checking down the field, but a penalty flag out likely for pass interference.
Yeah, and once again, it looked like Moon turned his head towards the ball. You see at the college level and at the pro level. And it looks like we're going to get an extra penalty now. Caden Moon might have had some words for the official. If you're Roseburg here, you got to get back to playing disciplined football. The third quarter has been relatively clean for the Tribe, but now it looks like they're going to tack on maybe 15 to 30 yards worth of penalties just off this play.
Yeah, they're going to get 15 for the pass interference, and then they're going to get another 15 for an unsportsmanlike. It appears a dead ball foul afterwards. So pass interference on Roseburg, followed by a dead ball foul, unsportsmanlike against the Indians. And I think they just kicked him out of the game. Yeah, they just kicked Caden Moon out of this game. At least I think he's.
Looks like he could be going back to safety as well.
I thought I saw the ejection signal. And Moon's kind of throwing his hands out here. I thought he was going to the official to apologize. Now the official's sending him to the sideline. Coming into the game is going to be Caden Toscano-Martin as a secondary spot. And so, yeah, I think Moon has been ejected out of this game. He must have said an extremely special word.
Yeah, I mean, I get being frustrated on a pass interference call. I'm on Caden Moon's side in terms of the pass interference call. However, you have to be able to respond better than that. You can't control the officiating. You just have to get to that next play mentality. Unfortunately, now you give up 30 yards worth in penalties here, putting Springfield in prime position to go put this ball in the end zone.
So now it'll be first down and 10 from the 14. Solo on the quarterback keeper right up the middle. And that's Aiden Nutter, who had hands on the jersey trying to pull him backwards. And that slowed him up enough for the rest of the Roseburg defense to get there in time. Make it a short gain on first down for Noah Solo down to the 12. He picks up 2. He is nearing 100 yards. I've got him unofficially at 83 on 14 carries tonight.
Roseburg going to a little bit bigger front seven here, especially on the defensive line. Looks like they're going to sub in Peyton Sharpless-Tate and George Gibby as we get prepared for the fourth and final quarter of this game.
Fourth and final quarter of the season for the Roseburg Indians as well, and they're trying to end it on a positive note. They lead it 28-7 as we go to the fourth quarter. Back after this 1-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
The best words you can hear tonight?
Order ready for Susan?
And if you hear those words at Abby's, you know it's going to be a legendary meal. Your pizza is loaded with toppings to the edge, premium ingredients, and real cheese. Yeah, baby. Gather with friends, play some video games, and watch the big game on TV. That's made Abby's a legendary pizza tradition for generations. And when you're ready to hear those magic words,
Tom, your order's ready.
You know where to go. You're always welcome at Abby's.
Put 12 minutes on the board. We get ready to go for the fourth and final quarter of the 2025 season for the Roseburg Indians. Springfield has the ball, trailing 28-7 with 12 minutes left to go in the ball game, and they've got the football facing second down and 8 as they are in the red zone just at the Roseburg 12-yard line. Tonight's game brought to you by Gibbs RV Superstore. You gotta get to Gibbs. Noah Solo has taken over at quarterback. That's kind of the scenario they had last week when he helped lead this Springfield team to a big upset win over Crater. He's going to run right up the middle, tries to bounce at the outside. Nutter was there to slow him down, and Roseburg will send a number of more black jerseys. We got some pushing and shoving deep downfield. Colby Batchelor was blocked all the way towards the end zone by one of the offensive linemen for this Millers squad, and some pushing and shoving at the end of the play there. No gain really on second down for Solo. It'll be 3rd and 8.
No, I mentioned the size that Roseburg brought in with this red zone package before we went to break. Between Peyton Sharpless-Tate and George Gibby, you saw them get that push up front, and then it allows those edge rushers to get to Noah Solo when he does try to bounce it outside.
He's got Kasparek to his right in shotgun. They've got a tight end and on the left side of the formation. Fake the handoff, looking to pass, heading to the end zone, has a man behind the defense, makes the catch. Did he stay in bounds? Yes! Touchdown, Springfield. It's Hernandez on the catch in the end zone. Did a nice job coming down with it. His 5th receiving touchdown of the year.
Yeah, nice little stop and go there. Looked like Stedman might have fell for that pump fake on the outside. A great route, like I mentioned, Hernandez. They've been trying to get him the ball all night. They're finally able to, and now you have a 2-possession game with a ton of time left in this fourth quarter.
A 12-yard touchdown pass for Hernandez. And the PAT coming here for Brady Lozier. Kick is away, splits the uprights, and we've got ourselves a 14-point game. A 2-score lead for the Indians as we get the fourth quarter underway. Let's take a 30-second break and be back here from Finlay Field. Roseburg in front of Springfield on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you. Just ask your neighbor.
They reflect a style as unique as you are. They make first impressions. They provide space, add lasting beauty, and security. Quality is a reflection of who you are. That's why all your fencing projects begin here.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
Fourth quarter action here from Roseburg High School. Season finale for both these teams. Regular season finale. Springfield's hoping there's more still to come. Tonight's game brought to you by McClendon Smokehouse, a family-owned meat shop and smokehouse offering a wide selection plus fresh produce, baked goods, and a general grocery selection. Stop by on West Harvard Avenue. So the Millers, thanks to a couple of big penalties, get in towards the red zone, and they capitalize. They'll go on a pooch kick short. It is caught by Eli Smith, who refuses to go down. He gets twirled all the way out past the 40 and will finally go down at the 42-yard line, and Roseburg will be out near midfield to start out this drive here in the fourth quarter. An opportunity to start salting away this one and trying to pull out their third straight win to finish it off.
I actually love that play call there from Springfield special teams. Roseburg expecting Springfield to probably boot it all the way back. They have a pooch kick trying to maybe force Eli Smith to fumble that ball. Springfield could have possibly jumped on top of it. Nevertheless, Roseburg getting the ball right or just short of the 50-yard line, a chance to chew clock, move the ball. They have to play clean football to close out this game.
Eli Smith will be the fullback in the I formation behind Kimball. It is Burwell, the deep man, Stedman to the right, and Burke out to the left side. It is a handoff to Burwell. Looked like things open for a minute, but a nice job, the DN, shedding the blocker and getting back to the ball carrier. On the edge, Cooper Collier, the junior, getting Burwell on the stop. A pickup of just 2 yards on first down for the Tribe.
If you're this Roseburg offense, at what point do you try and maybe get the ball back out to the outside? We've seen the speed threat that this offense poses time and time again between Stedman and Burke, and obviously it doesn't look like they're going to get Moon back, but they have speed at the wide receiver position. You maybe think, do you try to implement a jet sweep and just catch this Springfield defense off guard, get them moving left to right?
They'll set up with the ball at the 44-yard line. The wing back on the left side is Eli Rush, and shotgun is Kimball here on this one. Rolling to his left. Pressure comes. He'll step up in the pocket. Going to just take off and run. He gets out across the 45, tackled forward to the 46. He'll pick up 2 more, and Roseburg will be facing third down and 6.
Great way to make something out of nothing there for Kimball. That could have been a very, very bad play. Looked like Springfield was going to get him in the backfield for a sack. Kimball's able to step up in the pocket, stay composed, and fall forward for a gain. It would be huge here for both teams, whether it's Roseburg moving the chains, continuing to chew clock. But if you're Springfield, you're praying for a stop here and getting your offense back on the field with just about 9 minutes to play.
Third down, the clock is running. Roseburg will take their time.
Wide receivers are spread out wide. Look for a slant route from either Stedman or Burke.
The lone back behind Kimball is Smith. They're going to go on the quick slant route. It is to Stedman. He spun out of one, but he's going the wrong direction. Where's the forward progress? On the near side, they mark him back at the 49. On the far side, they gave him to the 50. The 50 is short by about 2 yards, and they're going to move it back to the 49, so it's going to be short by 3 yards. A pickup of 3 on 3rd and 6.
Yeah, just kind of a ball-carrying error there by Stedman. You got to get upfield there. You know it's 3rd and long. It looks like Roseburg's going to keep their offense on the field. Pivotal 4th down here at Finlay Field.
Kimball, the quarterback keeper as expected, but they pile it up. He's not going to get there. He got to the 50.5, and Springfield will get the 4th down stop. And Roseburg will turn it over on downs. They had been good in getting a good push with Kimball on the QB keeper, but in that situation there, it was expected, and Roseburg cannot get the shove they needed, and Springfield, they get the stop. You were talking, that was must-have.
Yeah, they had to get a stop there, had to get this offense back on the field. This is where things get interesting. These last couple drives for Roseburg, they've been conservative. They gave up a ton of yardage and penalty points last time this defense was on the field. Things starting to get interesting here with just under 9 minutes to play.
They've got half the field to work with here for the Millers. Solo in shotgun, looking to pass on 1st and 10. Launches it deep down the field. A lot of players there, and it is knocked away by everybody. 2 Roseburg defenders colliding. Stedman and Burke, the 2 leading the team in interceptions, kind of took each other out of the play. And I think it was Hernandez, the target, and it almost like the Roseburg defenders knocked each other out of the play and left him wide open to catch the ball, but he doesn't get his hands on it.
It almost looked like 2 eagles fighting over a fish, and then the fish just falls back into the water. These 2 playmakers, Stedman and Burke, they are ball hawks. They love to make interceptions. They love to make big plays. That ball could have been picked off by either one of those guys, yet it falls to the ground. Nonetheless, great stop, 2nd and 10 here for Springfield.
Clock is stopped with 8:30 to go in the ball game. Solo with Kasparek to his right. He's got trips to the right side of the formation. Looking that direction, goes on the quick out route, and it's off the hands of the intended target, Hernandez. Maybe a bit too much zip, a little bit high, and unable to handle it. Hernandez couldn't haul it in. He would have had close to the first down.
Yeah, play just looked a little rushed. If you're Solo there, he had time to set his feet, be comfortable in the pocket, and deliver that ball. Just kind of rushed the delivery, sails it over his receiver. Once again, 3rd and long for Roseburg. Obviously, you have Moon out, who is a key part of your secondary. Have to play clean football, keep your hands off the receivers, and hope that you can force Springfield to 4th down here.
It's 3rd down and 10. Been a couple of incompletions so far. This drive has only taken 10 seconds off the game clock for the Millers. Solo in shotgun. Sits in the pocket, not a lot of pressure. Now a late blitz by Ruiz. Rolling out to his right. Solo will huck it all the way back across the field. A jump ball, and it's taken away by Hertini. He gets his 2nd of the season, and it's a huge stop for the Roseburg Indians.
What a big play from Emery Hertini there. We've seen Springfield turn the ball over through the air. That almost looked like Hertini was a wide receiver. In the great words of one of the greatest receivers of all time in the NFL, you got mossed. A great play by Hertini there to go up, high point that football, pick it off, all the momentum back to Roseburg after it looked like Springfield was starting to get some momentum, make things interesting here late in the game. Roseburg back on track. Let's see if they can move the ball now, take some time off the clock, and really put this game on ice.
That is the 3rd interception for the Roseburg defense here in the second half. Tried to look like Cam Ward in his first touchdown pass in the NFL, throwing it late back across the middle. That's never a good idea for a quarterback, especially at this level. And who is determined to take this team into a victory tonight? The senior Corey Kimball denies the defense. He will not go down as he muscles his way out to midfield.
Kind of just seems like Roseburg wants it at this point. Now, it looked like they might have been hesitant, some momentum to Springfield. Corey Kimball, it looked like he could have gave the ball to Stedman on that read. You know the speed that McLean has on the outside, but he decided to keep it, found a lane up the middle, and just lowered his shoulder, carrying that Springfield defense all the way to the 1st down marker.
Yeah, he goes right to the marker to gain at midfield. Just kept shedding tacklers, and you could tell the Springfield defense getting a bit frustrated as they have to be back out on the field again. It's 1st and 10. In shotgun is Kimball. He'll move a man in motion. It's a low snap, broken play. He just tries to scramble, and he'll lose his footing. He dives forward. Boy, they do not give him much of a spot on the near side. They put him back at the 47. On the far side, they're saying the 45. And they're going to give way to the 4. That's a tough spot there for Kimball, losing 5.
Yeah, it looked like he was able to salvage some of the yardage he lost on that bad snap, but nonetheless, it could have been worse. That's a smart play by Kimball. Not try to be a hero. Just get the ball, get down, keep the clock moving. I'm not sure what the play clock is in high school, but you can take around 2 to 2.5 minutes for every 1st down you get. Obviously, Springfield's going to have to start to implement their timeouts at some point, but they only have 2 remaining.
It is 2nd down and 15 for the Indians in their own territory. And Kimball is taking his time. He's in shotgun with Smith to his right. He'll move Burke in motion, try to give it to him on the end-around sweep. No keeper for Kimball up the middle. He trucks a safety, and he's got the first down. He just runs right over the safety who came up to make the tackle. Oh, man, we talked about Kimball being the sturdy running back quarterback out of the backfield, and, boy, he showed to be more than just sturdy. He was a truck.
That play kind of sums up Corey Kimball in a nutshell. You saw the gravity that went with Paxton Burke on that sweep. Linebacker shifting, corner shifting. Corey Kimball, there was a wide open lane up the middle, takes it and just runs right through a safety. One of the more impressive runs I've seen from Kimball lately.
That was a 20-yard run for Corey Kimball. Not the longest of the season for him. He had a long breakaway run earlier in the year, but a good one there to move the chain, set Roseburg up in Springfield territory at the 35. He's in shotgun. They move Burke in motion, and it's the option. They'll give it on the counter to Smith. He's got a lot of room. Gets to the secondary. Stroud will take him out of bounds. They run into some spectators on the far side of the field. Everybody stays up, no penalty flags out, and it is going to be another first down on a big run for Eli Smith.
The biggest thing that I've seen on this drive, and for those at home listening, Roseburg has been using this fly sweep motion before running the actual play on almost every play this drive. And what that does to a defense, it makes them think before the ball is snapped. It implements misdirection, makes it really hard on those linebackers and safeties to actually read where the ball is going. And by the time they do make that read, the rusher's already 3 to 4 yards up the field.
Timeout down on the field taken by Springfield. They'll have one left to go in this ball game. They stop the clock with 5:37 left to play, and Roseburg leading by 2 touchdowns. We'll take our final timeout here of the second half and come back in just a moment on 541radio.com and on the score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Coverage of Roseburg football this fall has been brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County, and by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. Want to put out another reminder. Coming up tomorrow, the Roseburg girls soccer team is heading to Tualatin for a first-round playoff matchup. They will look to try and advance out of the first round for possibly the first time in program history. And Roseburg girls soccer heading to Tualatin. They're leaving tomorrow at 8 a.m., and they're inviting the community to come out for a send-off to send them off to state. So if you've got some time tomorrow morning and want to root on the Roseburg girls soccer team and the Roseburg Indians, they are headed out tomorrow from here at the high school. So come on by and send them off to state. Out of the timeout, 1 left to go for Springfield. Roseburg facing first down and 10. It's a keeper up the middle. Not sure if it was completely designed, but Kimball, we know how well he can run at times. He decides he'll just take it himself. He doesn't get much, but he does get positive yardage.
I think one thing that's been flying under the radar in this second half for Roseburg is the fact that they've been operating out of the shotgun with 2 receivers to each side, maybe more than we've seen them do all season. What it does, it spreads the defense out. When you've seen Springfield load the box with 8 or 9 guys, it kind of spreads those guys out, opens up a lot more running lanes for Roseburg, and so far they've been finding gaps and gashing the Springfield defense, especially in the second half.
They've got the shotgun formation once again for Kimball with Smith to his right. He moves Burke in motion. It's that option with the fly sweep, and they give it to Smith right up the middle, and he is going to just go right into the end zone for another touchdown, Roseburg.
You know, Joey, it hasn't been the easiest for this Roseburg offense all year. They've struggled to score points in the second half. They've struggled to move the ball on the ground because of how much they love to run in between the tackles. But tonight has been a perfect representation of when you trust your game plan and when you trust your guys up front, especially your playmakers, it allows for your offense to be explosive. And I know that sounds crazy because they've only thrown the ball 3 or 4 times, but they've done damage through the air. They've done damage on the ground. And the last month or so for this Roseburg offense, they have been elite at running the football.
The kick away by Huerta remains perfect on the night for that senior. Nice to see senior Eli Smith get his 4th rushing touchdown of the season as he breaks away for an 18-yard run, and Roseburg extends their lead back out. They're on top 35-14, and they are looking to try and finish this one off as they've got 4:42 left to go to try and keep Springfield from pulling off a miracle. And that was just a drive where Roseburg really looked like they went out there with almost the intent to try and break Springfield. Like, we saw some frustrations from the Millers defense, and I think Roseburg sniffed the blood in the water, and they said, here we go, and they just pounded it down their throats.
Yeah, well, things got interesting, especially in the first half of this fourth quarter. Springfield had scored a touchdown off of huge Roseburg penalties, and so for Springfield to have the ball in a 2-possession game, you could kind of feel the crowd and maybe even the team a little bit start to tense up. But once they got that turnover from Emery Hertini, the tide shifted back to the Berg, and then you go down and you just punch this Springfield defense in the mouth. You know, I'm never going to say a game's over until it's over, but that seems like it might just be the icing on the cake, both morally for this Springfield defense and also being down 3 possessions with 4 minutes to go is going to be extremely tough.
21-point lead. Tonight's game brought to you by Flyaway Travel. Contact the travel experts at Travel Leader Flyaway Travel. Make sure you have an agent in your corner. Call them at 541-672-5701. The kick will go to the 18-yard line. Stroud, the return man, just delaying, waiting, finds the sideline, will climb the hash marks on the near sideline in front of the Roseburg bench, gets tackled out of bounds, and he will set up the Millers at their own 37-yard line. Patient on the return, found a little bit of space, and is able to get the Millers some decent field position to start. But they are down by 21 and a long way to go in this one. And it's really been the second half turnovers that have been big. It's the defense. The last 2 weeks, we've seen the defense play really great against South Eugene. That program's still got a long ways to go to build back up, so Roseburg's offense did it. But last week against Eagle Point, the defense really did a lot of the work. The offense was opportunistic, but tonight it's been the defense setting things up and then the offense punching it in. Looking to pass on first down. It's Solo. He almost let it fly. Now pulls it back and fires late over the middle, looking for Lozier. And his throw is wide of his target and just short of Paxton Burke deep in the secondary.
Well, and to your point, Joey, anytime you have 3 interceptions in a half, you're going to tend to win football games. That's just kind of how it works mathematically in football. This Roseburg offense, we've talked about it a lot tonight. They like to run the football. But when they get the ball with great field position, they are extremely tough to beat because of the way they run the football. They get it to the outside, they get it to their quarterbacks, and obviously the running backs tonight between Smith and Burwell have been elite as well.
It'll be second down and 10 here tonight. It's amazing to say that we've got multiple interceptions tonight, and none of them have gone to Paxton Burke, who leads the state in INTs. He was looking to try and get one there. He pokes that one away from Kamani James. I'm surprised we don't see a flag on that one. He got there right about the time the ball arrived. It was close, and he does not get the penalty flag.
Yeah, that was close, and you almost manifested Burke into picking that ball off.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, climbed over the defender's back. Maybe could have been PI. I'm glad they didn't call it just because of kind of the way we've seen things shake out tonight with those types of penalties. Nonetheless, great stop by this Roseburg defense. And what I love about where they're at in this game, you're starting to see some of these seniors who maybe don't play a lot start to get in. Most notably, you got Max Christenberry in there. You got some other guys that maybe don't get those reps starting to kind of get some playing time on the defensive end.
Pump fake by Solo. He's going to take off instead. Rumbles up the middle. Gets close to converting on 3rd and 10. He will get to the 44-yard line, picking up 7. And it is going to be a 4th down look for the Springfield Millers. I want to point out, I'm not sure if it's 10 or 11, but I believe it's at least 10 interceptions now in the last 3 games of the season for the Roseburg Indians.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. The way they've been playing football in the month of October as we wrap up this month that Roseburg's been playing so well, this defense has really propelled this offense into playing well to cap off their season.
Cruz Dirksen, another senior, getting out there at linebacker for Roseburg. Noah Solo on 4th down and short will toss it out into the flats, and it is complete. McLean Stedman, the senior, coming up to make the stop for Roseburg, and out there on the edge, that was Kasparek on the catch and run to move the chains as he takes it into Roseburg territory out to the 48.
Another name to shout out as we start to see these seniors trickle in. Trey Watkins, number 11, out there at safety, a common guest at the Stedman household, dare I say. It's good to just see these guys out there. It's their final year of high school football. These guys are all buddies. You love seeing them just kind of share these final moments together.
They'll have 3 backs in the backfield now. Kamani James motions out to the left side along with Lozier. 2 targets on the right side as Springfield gets set. Not really rushing much here with under 3 minutes to play. Solo, they're trying to run a trick play. The fumble's on the ground, and Roseburg will have their 4th takeaway of the night. This time, a fumble recovery. It is senior Colby Batchelor that jumps on top of it, and Roseburg will take it away, and that should pretty much put this one on ice for the Millers.
Yeah, a couple moments ago I said, the game's not over till it's over. That's probably going to ice it as Colby Batchelor and Aiden Nutter hit the Sexy Dexy celebration to end the game, often inspired by Dexter Lawrence of the New York Giants. Listen, this Roseburg defensive line tonight, it's led by seniors both on the offensive and defensive line. They've been so impressive tonight. It's cool to know a lot of these guys personally and to see the effort they've put in and the development, and to see that actually come to fruition tonight has been awesome.
Corey Kimball under center, pitches it into the backfield. The running with the football is Dre Burwell, stretches it all the way out to the numbers. He stays out of a tackle and forces his way to the sideline, and that will be 8-9 yards. They put him out to the 37-yard line. That is a pickup of 9 on the ground for Dre Burwell, as he is over 30 yards on the night. Roseburg, for a 3rd consecutive week, has a player run for at least 80 yards in the game, as Eli Smith, with his 18-yard rushing touchdown, got to 80 yards on the night. Roseburg's rushing game is doing well here as the Indians will take some time. You've been talking about the seniors. Here is the list of seniors that were honored here tonight for this game. 17, that includes the team manager, Virgil Cassi, on there as well. It's been a lot of fun to cover these young men here tonight and here in 2025. They pitch it running left side. Burwell, patient, lets his block set up. He's got the 1st down. Trying to stay inbounds. He'll go out at the 31 and picks up 6.
Yeah, Dre Burwell, a guy that over the last couple weeks has really emerged as just a dude that is going to be tough to bring down no matter what. Even the last 2 plays, yes, he's gone out of bounds, but he's not getting tackled. He's been such a problem in the backfield. We saw it last week down against Eagle Point, and even tonight here against Springfield, he's just been a menace for this Roseburg running attack.
1st down and 10 for the Tribe. The clock is stopped with the play going out of bounds. 2:36 left to go in this one. I want to say thanks to our sponsors, Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. And please stay with us in the postgame show. It's our Umpqua Dairy postgame report, where we will recap this one and kind of give our final send-off to this year's football seniors for the Roseburg Indians. Penalty flag is out. That will be a false start against the Tribe and move them backwards here tonight. Roseburg leading right now 35-14, 2.5 to go in the 4th quarter. The final game of the season for Roseburg, and it is definitely trending in the wrong direction for the Millers tonight. They needed to win tonight to get in the postseason, but Roseburg might just spoil that for them. I put together these notes usually. The series between these 2 teams that I feel like could be a budding rivalry at the 5A level. They haven't played a lot, but Roseburg in the series, they lead it 30-5. They've won 30, they've lost 5, they've tied twice in history against this Springfield Millers team, the 38th meeting between the 2 clubs.
Wow.
1st down and 15, backed up to the 36-yard line. Pitch it out to the right side. The shifty Burwell, he will definitely run towards contact, but he shows some elusiveness as well. I've been really impressed with him as a runner over the last couple of weeks. He has looked extremely talented out in space.
Yeah, he can do a little bit of everything. And we've seen him on the defensive end at that linebacker spot make plays as well. I think this is a guy that you're going to see have opportunities to play at the next level, whether it's JUCO, whether it's D3, whatever it is. He's physical. He's fast from what I've heard from his peers. He works extremely hard. I've been very impressed with Dre Burwell down the stretch of this season.
He's over 50 yards now on the night with a 12-yard pickup. In motion goes Stedman. Give it to him on the end around to the edge. He's at the numbers looking for another touchdown. He is wrangled out of bounds. He's hogtied out on the far side. A little bit of a high tackle there, and Stedman a little slow to get up. He goes down at the 6-yard line, and for McLean Stedman, an 18-yard pickup on his first carry of the night. And glad to see that he will jog his way out to the huddle, and he's still good to stay in this game. As he moves the chain, sets up 1st down and 10 for the Indians, or 1st down and goal from the 6-yard line.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, his eyes were as big as a softball when he turned that corner and saw the end zone.
He doesn't have an offensive one tonight, I don't think. No, he does. No, he does. He's got the 76-yard reception early in the game. He does have the defensive pick 6 as well. They're giving it to Burwell, trying to get him back into the end zone. He's got a rushing touchdown tonight, and he'll come up just short. Burwell took it down to the 1-yard line here. Picks up 5. You really got to commend Roseburg. I know it was a tough season. It didn't go the way they wanted. So many games that were very close. They had Summit in a tight game going to late into the second half. They had North Eugene, a team that is close to the playoff picture as well. North Eugene probably not getting in, but they were close on that bubble, and that was a game that came down to the decision to go for the win rather than the tie at the very end of the contest as timeout taken out there on the field. I didn't see who called it, but as we are nearing the end of this game with 1:17 to go, Roseburg's got 1st and goal. Or did they? I think they said a turnover, actually. Excuse me. Because Springfield's offense is out there. They must have fumbled it right at the goal line, and the pile didn't see that in there. And here we went talking about it, so I guess that must have been a turnover by Burwell on a fumble. So 98 yards to go for the Millers as they trail by 2 scores. Wow, we completely missed that one.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see it either. There wasn't a lot of noise coming from either sideline. Obviously, as we start to wrap this game up, I mean, I guess our bad. I don't know how we missed that. But, yeah, I mean, to your point about this Roseburg season, Joey, you could do a lot of the coulda, woulda, shoulda, right? They lost some close games. They played some really good teams, extremely tough early in the season. I think it's just tough, right? These are high school kids. They're not professionals. Week to week, they could look night and day different, and we've seen that from Roseburg. But I think the biggest thing, and Coach Watson would agree with us, they finished the year so strongly that when you get to winter workouts and when you get to spring ball, this is going to be a junior group that will be going into their senior year that I think you're going to see play with some tenacity because they've seen what's possible when you just continue to fight and battle week in, week out.
So Springfield with it. They've got 1st down and 10 after a couple of runs by Kasparak. Pump fake by Solo. Down to 25 seconds left to go in the game. He is running all around and will head out of bounds on the far sideline. Shoved out on that direction. I think Cruz Dirksen in the area to push him out of bounds. You had Trey Watkins, a senior, on a tackle earlier on this drive. Out of bounds at the marker is Solo, so no gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 10. I was going to say before we rudely got interrupted with the fact that there was apparently a turnover there, kudos to this team, to the coaches for sticking with it. It was a tough season that, yes, like I was saying, had a couple of things that were so close that just the ball bounced the wrong direction, some self-inflicted penalties and issues in this one. But it was a season that the record doesn't look as close as it probably was this year for Roseburg. And kudos to these kids for continuing to be out here and working at it hard and sticking with it to finish out the season the way they wanted to. That bye week kind of set up a second season for them. They knew they had 3 games left to go, and they wanted to finish with 3 straight wins, and they are on their way to doing that. As we've got 17 seconds left to go, they'll start the clock on a 1st down run by Kasparak that went out to the 29-yard line. He picked up 12. And so just kudos to these guys for staying with it on a season that I know did not go the way they wanted to, but they're going to finish out with a respectable record of 4-5 as the final horn will sound, and the Roseburg Indians will finish off with a win against the Springfield Millers. And if you want to tell me this means nothing because there's no playoff run after the end of it, you are completely wrong. The seniors are out there celebrating. Paxton Burke at midfield with Colby Batchelor, a couple of seniors hugging and celebrating a chance to finish with a victory to end your senior year. Not everybody gets to do that. In fact, most players don't get to finish their senior season with a win, and tonight the Roseburg Indians got to do it. Kudos to them. A 35-14 final here tonight as the Roseburg Indians get the win. They will finish the season on a 3-game winning streak, go to 4-5 on the year. They will finish 3-4 in league play. For the Springfield Millers, they finish 4-5 as well, and they will go to 4-3 in league play. The Millers will hope that maybe there's a chance they can sneak in as an at-large bid, but tonight's loss will do them no favors. The teams will shake hands down on the field, and we get ready to wrap it up with you as coming up next, it's the Umpqua Dairy Postgame Show. Stay with us after this 2-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings to the edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Roseburg football wraps up the 2025 season with a commanding 35-14 win over the Springfield Millers. A heck of a job tonight by Roseburg. Head coach Matt Watson and his crew dialed up a great game plan, and his players able to execute it. They excel in the second half. The defense comes up huge with 4 takeaways, and they get a win here tonight to finish out the season on a 3-game winning streak. They will fall just shy of finishing with a 500 or better record here tonight, but with that victory in his 2 years, Matt Watson is 9-9 with the Indians. They could still are looking for the first playoff berth for the Tribe under Coach Matt Watson, their first one since the 2021 season. So it's been a little bit of a drought, but they continue to be competitive out there, and they'll look to see if they can, under Matt Watson in his 3rd year next year, if they can finally attain that goal. But for tonight, we celebrate what happened as the Roseburg Indians, they send the seniors off in the right direction with a 35-14 win. Carter Stedman joining us here on the Umpqua Dairy post-game show. Carter, I mean, you're close to this team. you're not that far out of high school, although it's amazing to say how far you are out of high school because it feels like just the other day that I was calling your senior year of basketball. But so you're not far from experiencing senior night, your final games in a Roseburg uniform. You're close to this program with your brother on the team. Just know that this has got to mean a lot to these guys to be able to finish things out the right way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm emotional watching it, right? I remember my senior night across the field here in the gymnasium as we took on, GP and basketball, and it's such a special moment in that locker room or on the field after you get a win on senior night. For this group of kids, I was their PE aide when they were all freshmen, so I know a lot of these guys. They're over at the house all the time. It's a great group of kids. They work extremely hard. And in Roseburg, we see a lot of this where you don't get to necessarily recruit a ton of talent in the area. You're kind of in this rogue, interesting area where you're just on your own. And so to see these kids come in as freshmen and be undersized and maybe a little bit underdeveloped, and for them to finish as strong as they did, not just at the end of the season, but this year as a whole, it's been super impressive. People, you can say what you want about the win total and not making the playoffs. It's so much bigger than that. It's about the moments in the locker room, the long days in the summer, the team dinners. All of that has so much more value to these kids than a trip to the playoffs ever will. And so for them, I'm extremely proud of them. And obviously, Mick, we've been playing football since we were 2 years old, whether it's dressing up in Halloween costumes and duking it out in the front yard, going toe-to-toe on golf courses on vacation, whatever it might be. I'm extremely proud of the kid. He's come a long way. It hasn't been an easy journey for him. He's had to step up into leadership roles. He's had to kind of embrace the grind a little bit of high school football, and he's not the only one. So I'm extremely proud of this team. I'm glad that they were able to get a win on their senior night. And the way they finished the season, that's going to be something that these kids reflect on for a long, long time.
It is a great way to finish it out here tonight. And, again, I will commend the team on the resiliency they showed throughout this season to stick with it and fight to get some results that they wanted to see here at the end of the year. Final score again was 35-14. We'll put together some final numbers. We'll come back with our Quality Fence Player of the Game here tonight as we wrap things up on this 2025 high school football season. Roseburg does not, unfortunately, win enough and did not have the ranking high enough to be able to get in the postseason this year, so their season will come to an end here, but nonetheless a fun season to be along with the Roseburg Indians here tonight. And we look forward to seeing what the future holds for the seniors that are graduating. We'll talk more about them, and we look forward to seeing what is in store for the guys that are going to be coming back next. No, our cameras did not go out for those that are watching online. They have turned the lights off here at Finlay Field for some reason. I'm sure they'll try to get those back on here in just a moment. We will come back. We'll hopefully have the lights on for you when we come back after a quick timeout, our final one here in the Umpqua Dairy Postgame Show on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you. Just ask your neighbor. Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
The lights are back on here at Finlay Field as we wrap things up with you tonight here on the Umpqua Dairy Post-Game Show. Do want to take a second here. They acknowledged this at halftime, but tonight the referee, Roy Palmer, finishing out a 50-year career as a high school football official. We may not always agree with the calls on the field, but I think we can all agree that high school sports and sports in general do not happen if we don't have officials. It's a thankless job most times. Sometimes you get thanked, but for the most part, it's either a job that you get acknowledged nothing for or you get the attention you do not want. So to stick it out for 50 years as a high school football official in Oregon, that is worth recognizing here tonight. Roy Palmer finishing out 50 years as a high school football official tonight here at this Roseburg football game. So congratulations on a great career there for Roy Palmer. Team finally breaks down the hugs and photos and celebrating for the seniors here tonight. For those that are watching this game online at 541radio.com, if you haven't already, we encourage you to hit that subscribe button so that you make sure you don't miss our next broadcast of Roseburg High Sports here on The Score. Stay with us throughout all of this school year. But those are the seniors in the 2025-2026 senior class. McLean Stedman, Paxton Burke, Corey Kimball, Valentino Tortato, who was an exchange student on the team this year, Trey Watkins, Remy Huerta, who had picked up football this year, Dre Burwell, Eli Smith, Cruz Dirksen, Colby Batchelor, Aiden Nutter, Cameron Rutan, Emmanuel Guzman Bravo, Isaac Magdaleno, Peyton Sharpless Tate, George Gibby, and team manager Virgil Cassi. And here come the student section. It felt like it had been quiet, but I guess they were all just waiting to get out there on the field to go celebrate with the seniors and this high school football team tonight. Big win for the Roseburg Indians, and congratulations to those seniors who get a chance to send off their season on a high note.
Yeah, I mean, it's been great. You look at the hugs, you look at the students coming on, which, if I'm not mistaken, they usually don't let students on the field anymore. I think the last time they did it, maybe my senior year actually, as I see one of Mick's friends wearing my Team USA Penny Hardaway jersey. Don't love that. But outside of that, I mean, it's awesome, right? Hanging out with your friends, you hear them in the student section. It's awesome. That's what high school football is all about. I'm probably going to head down here shortly and get a hug and a picture, but this is what it's about, right? I mean, right now, just looking at Mick, looking at the interactions he has with his buddies and remembering those memories when I was here, right? And it's just so important. It's so fun. And even still to this day, you know, I stay in touch with my high school basketball team a lot, and we talk about, this game when this happened and this moment from our senior year, and to see these memories kind of come to life for my younger brother and his buddies, it's been really, really special. And so it's been an honor to be up in the booth the last couple weeks. I appreciate you having me on. It's been a blast, and I hope I've been able to provide an extra voice here up in the booth. And, yeah, man, I love this place. Roseburg is special. I love coming back to help out, and this has just been such a fun opportunity to watch these guys play this season.
Well, it has been great to have you with us here tonight, and for a couple of games this season, you have been a great addition to the broadcast booth. Carter Stedman joining us here tonight. If you got to run, man, feel free to take off, and we'll wrap it up here in just a moment as Roseburg finishes off. Taking a quick look at some of the final numbers in this one, 35-14 is the final score. Roseburg with 4 takeaways in the second half, helping lead to the breakaway win. The game was just a one-score game at halftime. Roseburg scored first to make it 7-0, but on the first drive of the game, then Springfield on their first drive tied it up 7-7. That was our score heading to the second quarter. Roseburg would get a touchdown in the second quarter, 76-yarder from Corey Kimball to McLean Stedman, and that put Roseburg up 14-7 as Remy Huerta hits both of his PATs in the first half. In the second half, Roseburg INTs leading to touchdowns. Stedman gets the INT, set up Roseburg with a short field. 2 plays later, it was Dre Burwell, an 11-yard touchdown run. The kick by Huerta made it 21-7. On the next drive, very first play, it was a pick 6 for Stedman, his second interception. He returns at 46 yards, and the kick by Huerta made it 28-7. That was our score going to the fourth quarter. The Millers would get a touchdown to start out the fourth quarter. Noah Solo found Hernandez. That was Adam Hernandez on a 12-yard touchdown reception. That made it a 28-14 game, but Roseburg would add one more score on the board after a third interception for Noah Solo. This time Emery Hertini would get the pick, and that set up Roseburg with 60 yards to go, and they would cap it off on an 18-yard touchdown run by Eli Smith. Huerta with the kick, 35-14, your final score. For Noah Solo, 90 yards rushing tonight. He had 46 yards through the air. He did have 3 interceptions. Wickersheim did not throw an interception, finished with 79 yards passing. Hernandez had 4 catches for 45 yards and a score, and Kamani James had 4 catches for 41 yards, leading the way for the Millers. For Roseburg, 3 of 4 through the air for Corey Kimball for 94 yards, had the 1 touchdown pass to McLean Stedman. Stedman had 2 catches for 79 yards total. Dre Burwell, 1 catch for 15. On the ground, Eli Smith, 8 carries for 80 yards and a touchdown tonight. Dre Burwell had 10 carries for 56 yards and a touchdown. Corey Kimball had 13 carries for 47 yards and a touchdown in there as well. And Roseburg finishes out the season with a big win here tonight. Of course, our player of the game here tonight is that everybody gets to celebrate down on the field. We honor the seniors, of course. You got to finish it out with a recognition of the senior class that graduates from Roseburg football this year. They are our Quality Fence players of the game here tonight, all of them with a part to play in what happened here this season. I know it wasn't the season we hoped for. We wanted to be playing next week, but this was a great way to finish it, great way to stick with it, and a strong finish for the Roseburg Indians here tonight. So congratulations to that senior class on finishing out the season on the right foot. As we wrap it up here this evening, I want to say thanks to all of the sponsors that have helped make this possible, and we do encourage you to help support us by supporting them. If you go out and support the businesses that are sponsors, if you heard names of the businesses, local companies that have supported us, that means they put their money towards helping make sure that we can get out to cover these games, and their support makes it possible for us to be here every week. And without that, we can't do it. So if they don't have the money to give to share with us, then we may not be able to be out here. So if you've got the opportunity to help support the companies that are supporting us, we encourage you to do so. Thank you to all of the sponsors that help make our coverage of Roseburg High School sports possible here on The Score. Want to say thanks to Athletic Director Adam Blue, who has always been so very accommodating and allowing us to do what we do here on the radio each and every week throughout the football season and beyond. Big thanks to head coach Matt Watson, who has been a pleasure to work with throughout the years, his second year here leading the program. And thanks for him letting us do what we do. The access to him and the program is always greatly appreciated. Big thanks to the entire Roseburg football program for putting up with me, asking them questions on a weekly basis, putting them in front of cameras and sticking microphones in their faces. For 16, 17, 18-year-olds, it's not always an easy thing to do, but they put up with me picking and prodding, so we appreciate that. I want to say thanks to all the folks that have helped out throughout the season. Carter Stedman here tonight. I want to say thanks to Angela Keeran, who has put up with me being on the road or putting up with me dragging her out to games on a Friday night to help out with things. I always appreciate that she puts up with all the things I make her do throughout a sports season. Thanks to all the other folks that have been here and been a part of this, to Coach Brett Nixon, who helped out at one point earlier in the season. It has been great to have a lot of different folks being a part of what we do up here in the booth. And without other folks helping out, boy, this was a lot more of a challenge for me to try and do it all on my own. So appreciate everybody that has been a part of the broadcast throughout the season here this year. Back in the studio running the radio production for us all throughout the fall has been Dale Cranford and Brenton Cranford. Appreciate those guys back there doing great work on the radio side of our broadcast. And as always, thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast, because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Keeran. It is an honor and a pleasure to say that I believe this is 12 seasons of Roseburg High School football that you guys have allowed me to call here on the radio and on the video stream. It is an honor to be able to say I'm the voice of the Indians, and it has been a pleasure to have you with us here for tonight's broadcast. We hope you join us for whatever our next broadcast is going to be here on the radio, presumably looking ahead towards the basketball season, some plans to try and figure out on that front. That'll be coming up next, but stay with us. And, of course, tune into The Score for updates on high school sports throughout the rest of this fall sports season and beyond. We are Douglas County's home for sports. We will wrap it up there, folks. Thanks, everybody, again, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast. Roseburg gets a 35-14 win to finish out the season. Congratulations to this year's senior class on a fantastic finish to the year. It has been a lot of fun, and we look forward to seeing what's next for these young men. That'll do it, folks. Have a great rest of your Friday night. I'm Joey Keeran. This is Roseburg High Football on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.